Democrats. The problem is Democrats know, and they continue to push really hard.
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene probably has a pretty good idea, and she's pushing hard. So I think all of that is very interesting. Quiet, Piggy. The president reacting to a reporter on Air Force One, female, asking a question about the Epstein files. Your thoughts on that, Jeff?
He said,
quiet, Piggy.
Yeah.
Piggy?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Yeah. Now, listen, when he says you're a really bad person, you know what? No. You're a bad person.
my.
I don't want to hear from you. I just feel like that's Trump. When he says quiet, Piggy, I kind of feel like there's some regression going on here. Like, what in the hell is that?
Was Kermit the Frog sitting next to her?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And you know what? I wanted to see a picture of her because I knew someone in my life who looked a little bit like, everybody called her Miss Piggy. She kind of looked a little like Miss Piggy. She kind of had there were some features. And I'm wondering, is that the case? But as it turns out, the reporter, no, I don't think she looks like Piggy or Miss Piggy at all. Quiet, Piggy. We'll talk to Ryan on that. Rate staging with the Weather Channel on the forecast, which looks fairly dry for the most part over the next few days. Oneida County legislator has more. Keith Schiebel has more to talk about on the Oneida County Republican Party and Mr. Ken Rozier. And I don't know what it is, Tim, but every time we get into this, you seem to be here.
I know. What is that?
I'm
no part of this in any way, shape, manner, or form.
Every time there's controversy, you seem to be here. And I think it's not you. It just so coincidentally is us. Yeah. How about guess from any question of the day? We'll get to that. Congressman John Mannion will be on the radio here today, and it'll be interesting to get his take on the shutdown, on any damage that has caused, et cetera, et cetera. John Decker, White House chief correspondent with Gray TV, is on. The Comets will have on. They have a weekend of play here this weekend. The Pioneers, I believe the Pioneers have got to be getting pretty close to their winter break. They're not quite there, but they got to be getting close. Dr. Mark Siegel, Fox News senior medical analyst. The book, The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. Okay. As a two-time cancer survivor, I'm...
Keep swinging.
Yeah. Listen, God, I should say, if God has any influence on my health and survival, please pass on me and take care of these little kids, right?
Yep.
The children, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you want to save me?
So is that code for Smitty bump that?
That is exactly that's what it is. Yeah. Thank you, Davey. I was going to say it in the other room, but I will say it right here. So that's what is happening, and a whole bunch of stuff I grabbed from overnight. This is a very busy time. What do you think, Manaski, we're going to see? It will be a very difficult day if today we find out everything is redacted. All names are redacted. If any of the meaty information that is in there doesn't come out, it'll be a difficult day, I think, for many Republicans as well as Democrats.
Yeah, I completely agree, and part of me thinks that it's going to be heavily redacted. Victims,
I do too. Yeah,
we don't know.
Well, I understand the victims, but is that all that will be redacted?
No, unfortunately, I don't think it is.
So,
and by the way, I pulled this up. Tim, do you want to react on Mike? Catherine Lucy has been identified as.
I think that's an improper name for her.
Does she look like Miss Piggy?
No.
Okay. Quiet, no. Piggy.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, folks. Listen, I get it. And the complaint was Democrats just continue to defend Joe Biden. He can barely talk. He can barely walk. Quiet, Piggy. Just look in the mirror. That's all I'm saying. These last two leaders that we have had, oh, wow. Lordy. I guess technically it'd be the last three, but man, isn't it time for some youngins? Don't you think it's
yeah,
time
they're ready.
They're
ready.
Yeah, I guess.
You may not like their policies, but they're ready.
The problem is the youngins want everything for free, and it's. Oh, I don't. Maybe was it like this? I mean, listen, Tim, you're much older than us.
Thank you.
Was it like this way back yonder?
Yeah. Well, when we were fighting the mastodons.
Yeah. I've been watching the American Revolution with Ken Burns, so it just. I feel like when you did have some crazy, like even back in the 60s.
Oh, there's crazy.
There was crazy.
There was crazy.
And then, of course, we had assassinations and everything else, but. I wonder, was there a Mandami? Was there a? I guess there kind of were some weirdos when you think about it. I mean, McCarthy,
we had weird ones
own,
like Martin Luther King, and that actually said maybe it'd be kind of nice if
we got
the vote and got
equal,
along.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. It feels like there's this entitlement
that is true.
Everybody,
yeah.
And one of the things that they're saying is that people,
like I deserve everything for free,
and that people don't realize that some of the things that are being espoused, they're kind of removed from when we had to live around that. So I don't know.
So the only thing that I've heard people debate over this, why it is the way that it is, and to be honest with you, when you this was kind of predicted 20, 30 years ago, that as that 1% in America gets wealthier and wealthier and wealthier, and everybody else feels like they've invested all this in their education and they've invested in their lives and they just can't seem to get ahead. The divide is so big that I think it does kind of create an atmosphere like this where people feel it's not fair. And these young people are taking that to the extreme, it seems.
Well, the idea of a 50-year mortgage, that's insane.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that
is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Think of the interest you're going to pay.
Oh.
Think of the interest you pay on a 30-year mortgage. Now add 20 years to it. It's
you're an
for
indentured
what?
servant.
For what? How much less will you be paying? Yeah. It's not going to be that much less.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
You know the pictures of like a couple buying the home when they're they do the handshake out front. And then the day they paid it off, they're going to have like their extended family with grandkids in front of them and maybe great-grandkids from the day they bought the home till they paid it off.
Bringing them into the nursing home.
And in 10 years, we're going to have this thing almost paid off.
We pass this debt on to our children and their children.
Yeah.
We're passing the loan.
And if you drive through certain neighborhoods, even right here, you see these post-World War II homes where the concept was after the men and women came home from World War II, the thought was everybody gets to own a home. Now, these homes, though, were small.
Yes.
They're very small, and I just fear that...
Very basic.
Fear that if, by today's standards, if you came back to say to this generation, look at what we have for you to buy, and there's some help you're going to get to be able to buy it, their answer is going to be, is that all? I want that house over there. I want the big one.
Yeah, and then they have to maintain it, which is the big rub for the younger generation. And I just came up with something that's very cheesy, but I'll still share it. Instead of an heirloom, it's an heir loan. You just pass it on through the generations.
Yeah, well, that's your 50-year mortgage.
50-year mortgage,
that is just
it's not an heirloom, it's an heirloom.
I understand there are a lot of big supporters of President Trump, but I think that might be just a terrible idea.
The 50-year mortgage.
How about you would think of all things in New York State that would be secure from hackers would be our emergency alert system. So right now, if you get an emergency alert on your phone, when the alarm starts going off, be a little suspicious because it is and currently is hacked, the entire New York State emergency alert system.
No kidding.
The state's New York Alert app was hacked last week, sending a message about a bogus transaction to the phones of tens of thousands of New Yorkers signed up to get emergency notifications, according to state officials. The phishing notice pinged 163,000 phones, or 87% of the accounts signed up for the state's emergency notices. That tells you if we only have 163,000, call it once you get to 100%, 200,000 people signed up for this thing, going to be a lot of people not knowing what's going on. It doesn't sound overly successful at 160 or 200,000 people.
Well, but they can, you don't have to opt in, do you?
Yes.
You do.
You do. The state is warning people to ignore any notice from New York Alert that asks the recipient to inquire about a fake bank transaction. So that should be your first sign. Did you see the video of the old gentleman who was pumping money into the Bitcoin machine?
Oh my God!
And his son noticed the money was disappearing from his account, his retirement. And he's putting this money in one bill at a time, putting the money into the Bitcoin machine. And he called police. The son called police. The police arrived, and they stopped him. They stopped him, but not before he had put $160,000 into that machine. Yeah. And that money will be gone.
What about when the cop got on the phone, and he said, and the woman was on, the hacker was on the other side, and she goes, well, who are you? And he goes, well, I'm the police. And she goes, yeah, right. She goes, I'm Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But, man, you just have to be careful if somebody is asking you for money. I got to tell you something. I thought, you know that 211 line that we have here now, where you can call 211 for anything. I can't find can openers anymore. Nobody has can openers. Where you can actually call 211 and tell them anything, any question you might have. I think I've screwed up my medicine. I wonder if I'm taking the right medicine. If they can't answer the question, they'll get you in touch with someone who can. I need someone to paint my house. I'm snowed in. I need someone to plow my driveway.
Wow.
211, and it doesn't matter your age, you can get help. I just feel like if you are about to give money away because your bank just called you and said you're overdrawn and you got to go to a Bitcoin machine and put $100 bills in until we tell you to stop, call 211.
I have a family member that nearly got scammed. And I mean, it's shocking.
It is how shocking. We can fall for it, but it's immediacy. It gets everybody panicking.
Everyone's amped up.
On the line right now, Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio, and the battle, the latest on the Epstein files. We've got everybody signed off, and now what happens next, Ryan? Good morning.
Good morning. Well, the clock is now ticking, and the Attorney General and the Department of Justice have 30 days to put this and make this available on the DOJ website in a shareable or a easily downloadable, that so much of the information was redacted that you couldn't really tell what it was saying. Well, now they're going to be maybe redacting less with this information that's going to be posted, but there still are supposed to be protections in this bill for victims' information and sensitive information. So we'll see what ultimately gets redacted and what doesn't.
I would love it if there would be a Democrat or Republican that would just stand up and no matter their party, just start releasing things and basically saying, look, here's this Democrat and here's this Republican. Because it doesn't matter. A pedophile or someone who sympathizes with a pedophile is a sympathizer or a pedophile, no matter what their party. And I also enjoyed Bill Clinton saying, when the president made some accusations against Bill Clinton coming back and saying, I don't like young women unless they're 18 and they come into my office and they have a cigar in their pocketbook. It's hard for him to say he wouldn't do anything like that based on his own history. So I do think Clinton in some way is going to end up being involved. And right?
I mean, look, I forget what I was going to say.
That's me too. I was on a roll and then I lost
Marjorie Taylor Greene has said she's willing to name names on the House floor. So there's that.
I think she is someone who's putting it. It's very interesting. She is really loved in her district of Georgia. But so is Trump, and it's very, very interesting how she's trying to balance this and saying, listen, I still support President Trump, but this is wrong. And then, Trump calls her a name, and she repeats She responds by calling Trump a name. Yeah. No, he's the traitor. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she's able to maneuver through this. But you're right, Ryan. She's one that says that she's willing, no matter the party, to talk and announce the people. By the way, we have John Mannion, congressman from New York's 22nd Congressional District, on later today. It'll be interesting to talk to him about this and their decision to keep the government shut down as long as it was.
Hey, Ryan, I had a question. How has Bondi and Patel kind of squared this whole idea that, they said they were going to reveal everything? They come out and they say there's
investigation's
nothing,
over,
and now
nothing. They did last night.
There's something.
The question was asked last night. I don't know if you saw that, Ryan.
Not really. I didn't see that. But I believe Bondi said that there's going to be more investigating that's going on. President Trump has teased that they're going to be investigating directly Democrats who may have had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And, there's obviously been some revelations in the last 48 hours where you have the delegate from the Virgin Islands, Stacey Plaskett, having allegations that she was texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a congressional hearing. And then there was this accusation that Hakeem Jeffries had dinner with Jeffrey Epstein at one point. So there's a lot of different accusations going on.
Yet it's the Democrats that have really been pushing to have it out despite all of that. Yeah. And I did see Pam Bondi answer the question. The question was, what's new? You said the investigation was over. You investigated and there was nothing to report. What's new? And she stumbled all over that by basically...
Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about now.
Yeah. She did not handle that well. So meanwhile, Patel is looking like he's a deer in headlights.
He always looks like he's seen an alien.
It's like, oh my God, the aliens are here. Okay, Ryan, interesting stuff as always, and we do appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right, have a great day. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. Yeah, deer in headlights.
Jody in Canastota says, I've been reading Alexander Hamilton. It's unbelievable how much fighting and slandering there was between politicians in those days.
It was bad. Although the historian in the story in the OD says all the stuff with Garfield and with our guy, Roscoe Conkling, the dropping of the F word that is in that series, Death by Lightning, was not common back then. But let me tell you, the slander was, and it was all based on free speech, free press, and the things that were said. I mean, just between Adams and Jefferson alone, those two, while they ended up later in life becoming friends and actually dying
same day
on the 4th of July and hours from each other. I think there was an argument. Families were arguing. They both wanted to be the last one to die. I think the arguing was really rough. It was, and Andrew Jackson. Let's not forget that. He'd solve his problems with a duel. Yeah. So, we have a lot of, but I feel like we've evolved, haven't we, as a people?
Yeah. Now we put a label on you like pedophile, traitor, Hitler, Nazi.
Piggy.
Piggy.
Yeah.
Quiet, Piggy.
Think about the old days.
What is that?
What would happen is that you'd have the president, and the person that came in second was the vice president.
I know.
Think about that. Could you imagine that you would have had Donald Trump as the president and Kamala Harris as the vice president? VP. That would have worked out well.
Yeah, that would have been fun. All right, let me break. Manasseh, you'll update the news. Coming up, we'll speak with Ray State. And what will that mean for our weather? It could absolutely, they say, change our weather pattern for the winter on what they're currently predicting long term. I know Ray doesn't like to do that, but this is going to be very interesting to find out what all of this really means. Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel is coming up at WIBX.
We have cloudy skies, 25 degrees. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 6:41. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. President Trump has signed the bill to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. The Senate received the House-passed bill Wednesday morning and immediately passed it on to the president for his signature. On Tuesday, the House passed the bill to force the DOJ to release all of the Epstein files by a vote of 427-1. The Senate immediately passed it without a vote. President Trump will meet the 20 hostages released by Hamas later last month under a ceasefire deal with Israel. The former hostages will be welcomed at the White House today. Trump had originally planned to meet with them immediately after their release, but their medical needs delayed the visit. Dick Cheney being laid to rest in Washington this week with funeral services set for today at the National Cathedral. The former vice president died earlier this month at the age of 84, and former President George W. Bush, who Cheney served under, is expected to speak at the service honoring his longtime deputy. Missouri Judge Matthew Thornhill stepping down after a series of courtroom antics involving Elvis. Thornhill wore an Elvis wig, played Elvis music while swearing in litigants, and discussed his political campaign during court. He says he meant to add levity, but acknowledges his actions were misguided. He'll resign within 2 years as part of a disciplinary agreement. He's got 2 years, though. And a former NYPD detective, Robert Cicada, has been nominated by President Trump to lead the ATF. Cicada has served as the agency's deputy director since April, with the bureau been overseen by the Secretary of the Army. His nomination now moves to the Senate Judiciary Committee for consideration.
I like that guy. I think the sound he makes is just annoying as hell, but good guy. Good
the
guy.
Cicada guy?
Yeah.
WIBX 950.
Sorry, I've been drinking.
AM 92.3 FM. That's not right. 950 AM 92.3 FM news time. Here's your forecast.
Cold weather continues to stick around. It was a cold morning yesterday morning up in the Adirondacks. Some spots are in the single digits. Not quite that cold this morning here, but cold enough. Sunny later, 45. Clouds back tonight near 30. Snow showers and rain showers tomorrow morning, and then it's all rain showers near 50 in the afternoon. And chilly weekend, but partly sunny in the mid to upper 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies, 26 degrees at 6:44.
A couple things. There are ways to listen beyond the radio. Of course, there's 950 AM. We are 100 years old on the 5th of December, this radio station. Crazy. So you have AM, 950 AM. 92.3 FM, which is predominantly in the Utica area. There's the Radio Pup still exists, I think, on computer. And then there's the app, which is really nice. You can download the app very easily in Google Play or in the App Store. And we're on YouTube Live every morning, which someone is asking me, Tim, if you could move closer to Jeff, down this way even further. Sure. Keep going a little more. You two should be hugging, nearly hugging, and that'll get you on camera. And I have Roger Goodman on YouTube saying, Keeler and Jeff, you don't know anything about the younger generation and what we want. Look what your generation did to us.
What? Don't put me in their generations. Give me a break.
Well, you have three generations sitting here in the studio right now, kind of. Look what your generation did to us, a 9-to-5, and can't pay my $2,500 a month rent. So listen, there are a lot of people that
it's your fault, Bill.
It is my fault. It's my fault for just wasting money all of these years. I think we did, Roger, address it just a little bit, and I do believe it has a lot to do with this divide between the ultra wealthy and everybody else. I think that divide is so deep that this is the type of stuff that causes revolutions, and it's even worse worldwide. We're lucky here. I mean, imagine.
Well, that's what they keep telling you.
You're lucky to have what you have. Yeah, you could be living in Rwanda, for God's sakes.
You'd like to have a little less luck.
Yeah. All right, Roger.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Let me go to the one and only Ray Stijik, meteorologist with the Weather Channel. Ray, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. We got anybody there from 1933?
33. That we don't have. So we need another generation in here. We got to get somebody else.
Yeah, we've got to get one more. That would make you 90, so 92 or 93. And but I only say that because I was kind of like mentioning in some of the weather reports yesterday morning, single digits in the Adirondacks. Saranac Lake's right at 5 degrees right now, so you're kind of like, oh, darn, isn't that cold for this time of year? But I bring back November of 1933, where at Saranac Lake, yesterday's morning record low was 4 below zero. It did make it down to 2 above, but not a record. This morning's record low is 3 below zero, also set in 1933. So it kind of it dug in and said it's cold in some spots, but not record cold.
It's funny because I was reading somewhere about what it was like 1800s in the early part of the 1900s, and even in the 1700s, it was much colder back then. And in America, that we were in more of an ice. I don't want to say an ice age because we weren't, but much colder then than it has been without your global warming argument. It's just a fact, I guess.
Yeah, and we had some cold years in the 70s and early mid 80s, and we've had brief shots of cold. And everybody always relates cold to snow, and that's not always necessarily the case. When you have an above average winter, it doesn't mean you're above average by a lot.
Right.
It's still snow when everybody says above average. So, it's kind of give and take. What we don't want to see is any disruptions in the polar vortex. And if you don't think I've seen it, I have. And the chatter's been going on for weeks.
Well, I wrote a story about it the other day, and I know nothing about it. So that's why you're here.
Well, let's not get into the whys and if we've got a sudden stratospheric sudden warming event or whether it's something else, something related to the MJO, low-frequency variability in the tropics. Let's not get into the science of it. Let's just say, what does that mean for us here in upstate New York?
So the concept is that the polar vortex would collide with La Nina. Do I have that right? And
that's about right for amateurs.
Yes, for someone who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right. So you've got to understand it this way. When there's warming somewhere on the Earth, let's say the globe, there's cooling somewhere else. And when you get these warming events, it dislodges cold air, polar vortex in the Arctic, potentially to come down somewhere, maybe in the northern hemisphere, and it may be here in the northern tier of the U.S. So we could see a little shot of colder air coming in around Thanksgiving, and that could stick around for a few days, and then another shot of even colder air as we get into the first full week, toward that end of that first full week of December. So I think we will start trending colder around Thanksgiving, and the guidance, American model, European model, agreeing around Thursday to, let's say, Saturday in that window. Maybe a storm. The Europeans a little more aggressive with a coastal storm. GFS not as aggressive, but at least showing something that may have big impacts to travel. Right now, I just think we get nickel and dime rain showers, snow showers in the next 5 days or so.
So you don't buy into the argument that this could bring the polar vortex and bring that cold air way down deep into the south and then cause cold temperatures for maybe December and even January for the south, and then really cold for us. And then the North Pole, the temperature's going to rise by 100 degrees.
Seasonal forecasting isn't something that I like to go out.
I know.
Let's look at hurricane season, right? We're predicting the predictions for above average. I think in the high teens to maybe 20 named storms. If you put everybody together and made a seasonal prediction, I think right now we're going to end up with, 12 or 13?
Yeah.
So that could happen here this winter. I think we will be colder, at least through the first few weeks of December. I'm comfortable saying that. Beyond that, it's more kind of we'll see. It only takes one atmospheric event to kind of knock everything else out of whack. We get a bigger storm, a nor'easter or something, that could disrupt everything and kind of call everything off. But I do think we'll have probably more snow, maybe some decent lake effect events as we get into the early part of December. That's typically when we get lake effect, December, January. I think we'll be set up for at least some. There'll be a bunch for some, too.
And then, of course, the solar panels causing the tornadoes. I mean, it's just, you just don't know what to expect these days.
That's crazy. You have no idea what I've got to try to keep up with.
I know. It's unbelievable, Tim.
Right. That's why they call him 3-day Ray.
3-day Ray. That's right. That's exactly right.
3 days. Beyond that, I tell my wife it's anybody's guess.
I mean, you don't even like to go as far out as Thanksgiving, and you've thrown a few things out there that are possible, but really the next few days looks, I mean, we're at that point in our lives where 47, 48 degrees and sunshine. That's a warm day. That's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, doesn't it? And we even got a shot at possibly getting into the 50s before we start to see that colder air come in as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Or maybe even tomorrow we might hit 50. But I think we're generally 50 or lower, between 40 and 50 the next 5 to 7 days. Not a bunch of precip, but as we had said, we're trending toward maybe some type of event Thursday to Saturday, that time frame next week. That does include Thanksgiving and the Black Friday shopping. Do we call it a holiday? Probably.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And even on into the big travel days coming up, too, and then trending colder for December. I'm sure we're going to chat again in the next couple of days or maybe a week or so.
All right. Love it. Ray, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
You too.
All right. Thanks so much. Ray Stajic with the Weather Channel. You know, when I started here, it's been almost like 14 years, believe it or not. Ray was our meteorologist then, and then something happened and we lost him. Yeah. And we have him back now. I'm pretty excited. He knows his stuff. Very, very good. But have you read any of these stories about, there are plenty of them out there, on the collision of the polar vortex and the La Nina? It's a rare event. It's only happened twice in the last 60 years. Yeah.
It's right next to the atmospheric river, and they have all these new names.
Yeah, stuff. Even polar vortex
stuff.
Did anybody hear about the polar vortex before the last how many years? How about this Olympic bobsledder? He was on the Canadian Olympic team, and now they're saying the FBI is saying that he is one of their 10 most wanted fugitives. He is in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
And he is, there's a, I don't know, they'll pay, if you know where he is and you can call Crime Stoppers, it'll be anonymous. You may be able to get a reward of like $15 million.
Was he a snowboarder? He was a snowboarder, I think.
A reward's up to $2 million. He was a snowboarder. That might have been that.
He's a very
not bobsledding.
He's a very bad man.
Apparently, he's responsible for bringing much of the cocaine into the United States. But further than that, whenever there's testimony, trial testimony, the witnesses, just for some reason end up winding up dead, and they're saying he's doing the killing.
Oh wow!
Beware. Yeah. He's not just a snowboarder. He's a bad man. What else do I have here? Let me go into some of the fun stuff for this Thursday morning. The Country Music Awards, was that last night? I believe it was.
I believe it was.
You want to hear some of the big winners from last night? Here, Davey was not happy with it. Davey did not like it. What did you like about it? This wasn't good. It wasn't good. Here's a montage of it. Maybe it'll play. Maybe it won't play. And I'm going to be one of those days where, it's going all into my other system and opening everything up. Anyway, I don't know who won. It was all scheduled to play in the audio, but the CMA Awards were last night. There's Davey, the big winner.
Well, the big winner of the night was Lainey Wilson.
Okay, I did see that. Yeah.
And Zach Top.
And the CMA Award
for
Single of the Year is...
Now it's playing.
You Look Like You Love Me, Ella Langley and Ronnie Gray.
And the CMA Award for Vocal Duo of the Year goes to...
Brooks and Dunn.
And the CMA Award for New Artist of the Year goes to... Zach Top. And the CMA Award for Song of the Year goes to... You Look Like You Love Me, Riley Green, Ella Langley, and Aaron Gracian.
And the CMA Award for Album of the Year goes to...
Whirlwind, Lainey Wilson.
And the CMA Award for Male Vocalist of the Year goes to... Cody Johnson!
And the CMA Award for Female...
How they do everything in unison. Those country people, they love unison.
Vocalist of the Year goes to...
Lainey Wilson.
There's your Lainey Wilson. I had to get you to Lainey Wilson. So, well, you did not like it, though. You thought it was very unentertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She was the only host, Lainey Wilson. I'm not a big Lainey Wilson fan.
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather see Luke Bryant and Peyton Manning were the hosts the last couple of years. And then Reba. Reba's the best.
She's good. Yeah, you love your Reba.
Riley Green won a couple awards. Now, Riley Green is a female country music? No, he's male.
Male.
Because there's a baseball player for the Tigers called Riley Green.
Yes, it's not him, Jeff.
Not the same one.
Obviously, it's not him. I thought it was a woman. I was just
never-
noting they had the same name.
You never know.
Oh, boy, Smitty.
And Davey, we missed our mark here, by the way. You were talking. Drunk driver in Florida.
You did that on purpose.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I got to blame it on you, though. I kind of have to. Drunk driver in Florida was pulled over and tried to blame a medical condition, but he struggled to pronounce the condition. The cop said he seemed loaded, so he was arrested for DUI. Here is Christopher Johnson getting his field sobriety test by officers. You be the judge.
If he lets go of you, you're going to fall over. Because I'm not even going to try. Just follow the tip of my finger with your eyes and your eyes only. Don't move your head.
I see the finger.
Okay, well, follow it. You got to track my finger.
That's where I've always had a problem. Which one? My EFD.
What is your EFD?
Hyper deficit.
One of those.
Yeah.
All right. We do believe you're impaired.
Have you ever had EFD before?
No.
I don't know. To me, there may be a little inebriation going on.
Quite a bit. I think they asked him to do his alphabet, and he said, I got A, B, C, E, F, D.
Remember Susan Powder, the Stop the Insanity lady from the 90s? You remember her? Jamie Lee Curtis made a documentary about her. She starts off the trailer, and if you remember, I don't have time to play the audio, but she was making $300 million a year, and she is now destitute. She's on welfare. She's lost everything. So,
my goodness.
Pretty crazy. I'll maybe play that audio coming up next hour, but Davey's giving me the eye saying, we must take a break, which we will. News is straight ahead.
Each store independently owned and operated and not part of a chain or cooperative buying group.
You don't need to drive all around. Come to Seneca and Valley for the best prices in town. Save on every bottle, every case, every day. Their 40-mile price match backs you all the way.
Our biggest sale of the year at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer. Save 20% off wine cases, mix and match. Stock up with our Barefoot Truckload Sale. 750 milliliter bottles, just $5.99. $2.99 after rebate. Relax Riesling 1.5 liters are just $15.99. $13.99 after rebate. 19 Crimes is a steal at $7.99 a bottle. Just $4.99 after rebate. Bogle Chardonnay is now just $8.99. Just $6.99 after rebate. Save big at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer.
One big family, two great stores, ready to save you more.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He signed it. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. And after President Trump gave final approval to Congress's resolution compelling the release of the Epstein files from the investigation into underage girls' sex trafficking, he posted on Truth Social the Democrat-led Biden administration never released a single file. Fox's Doug Luzader reports.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, meantime, and her Justice Department have 30 days now to comply, although some documents may be redacted and others may be withheld, citing ongoing investigations.
We have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law.
A Democrat has been indicted in a fraud case which Congresswoman Sheila Sherfulis McCormick tells CBS is baseless and a sham, claiming she's innocent. Sherfulis McCormick is charged with stealing $5 million from FEMA-related COVID funds and spending some of it on her 2021 campaign in Florida. There's a new Fox News poll out post-government shutdown.
President Trump's job approval rating is at 41%, down 5 points from a month ago. Across the board, voters didn't like how our leaders handled the shutdown, with the president at 62% disapproval and Republicans and Democrats at 63% and 64% disapproval, respectively. But when asked if the shutdown was a hardship for their families, 54% said it wasn't at all.
Fox's Gernal Scott. An economic report the shutdown delayed will finally come out next hour. The September jobs report expected to show more hiring than August, but the unemployment rate remaining 4.3%. We will never get an October report, Instead, hiring last month will be included in the November numbers that'll come out next month. Country music's best were honored last night. Lainey Wilson winning CMA Entertainer of the Year on ABC.
I just came into here just wanting to celebrate country music, the love of my life, and I know the love of so many of y'all's lives.
America's listening to Fox News.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
The Trump administration attempt to deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia again returns to court again today in Maryland, where a federal judge will consider the plan to send Abrego Garcia to Liberia. He's currently jailed on human trafficking charges filed after Abrego Garcia was returned from El Salvador, where he was wrongly deported earlier this year. He was among alleged gang members flown out of the country in March in a controversial deportation still under scrutiny.
Federal Judge James Boasberg says he'll move quickly on a contempt investigation of the Trump administration. The judge says an appeals court ruling gives him authority to determine if there is enough evidence to refer members of the administration for prosecution. In a March hearing, Boasberg ordered an aircraft carrying accused gang members to El Salvador to return to the U.S. The administration says that order came after the flights were out of U.S. airspace. Boasberg could compel officials to testify under oath. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A first in the Trump administration crackdown against Antifa, now that the leftist activist movement's been declared a domestic terror organization.
The Justice Department revealing Nathan Bauman, Joy Gibson, Seth Sykes, Lynette Sharp, and John Thomas all pleaded guilty in a Fort Worth federal court to one count of providing material support to terrorists. Each face up to 15 years in prison at sentencing. Prosecutors accusing the five of supporting Antifa in a July shooting at the Prairieland Detention Center near Dallas that wounded a police officer. FBI Director Kash Patel previously saying the charges are the first time a material support to terrorism charge has targeted Antifa. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures have been surging the day after modest gains from the big two-day sell-off that started this week, dragging the Dow down more than 1,000 points. But this morning, we have Dow futures up nearly 200, NASDAQ futures up over 300. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
We have the sun rising, 26 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM. 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. An Oneida woman who fled from authorities during a traffic stop on Tuesday night died less than an hour later in a motor vehicle accident. Oneida County deputies said they pulled over 46-year-old Brandy LaFleche on Route 365 near the Greenway New London Road for a vehicle and traffic infraction. It was discovered that she was possibly wanted out of Oneida City Court, and deputies say she then fled the scene but was not chased pursuant to Oneida County's no pursuit policy. About 30 minutes later, deputies responded to an accident on Blackman's Corners Road in Verona. LaFleche was found deceased at the scene. Her passenger was ejected and sustained serious injuries. He remains hospitalized. A corrections officer who pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of a Marcy Correctional Facility inmate is attempted to withdraw his plea. However, Oneida County Court Judge Robert Bauer denied the request of David Walters. Walters is set to be sentenced on Friday along with Michael Mashaw, Anthony Farina, and Nicholas Anzalone. In all, 10 corrections officers face charges related to the death of Robert Brooks. 6 accepted plea deals, 2 were acquitted, 1 was convicted, and 1 case is postponed. The former head of the Hoosick Falls Police Department expected to face a judge today Earlier this week, 40-year-old John Hudson Jr. turned himself in to face charges after being accused of stealing $1,200 from the town of Hoosick Rescue Squad. It's alleged he used the money to purchase tires for his personal vehicle, but later returned those funds. Hudson led the police department as an officer in charge before being fired earlier this year. And Congressman John Mannion is introducing a bill on Capitol Hill to honor a Syracuse police officer who made the ultimate sacrifice. The measure calls for a post office in the city to be renamed after Officer Wally Howard Jr. In 1990, Howard was killed during an undercover operation, and it was at the time the first line-of-duty death for that department in more than 60 years. If approved, the Colvin Elmwood U.S. Post Office on South Salina Street would bear Howard's name. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time coming up on 7:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Cold weather continues to stick around. It was a cold morning yesterday morning up in the Adirondacks. Some spots are in the single digits. Not quite that cold this morning here, but cold enough. Sunny later, 45. Clouds back tonight near 30. Snow showers and rain showers tomorrow morning, and then it's all rain showers near 50 in the afternoon. And chilly weekend, but partly sunny in the mid-to-upper 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sun's coming up, 26 degrees at 7:08. All right, from the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, Week 12 of the NFL season kicks off tonight, a game you can hear right here on WIBX. Thursday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills in Houston taking on the Texans. They are playing without quarterback C.J. Stroud. Elsewhere, the New York Giants look to bounce back and hope to have Jackson Dart under center when they play this weekend. Dart still in the concussion protocol. He's come out of protocol. He did practice with no contact yesterday, and he is hopefully a go for the Giants coming up on Sunday. The Jets' Chris Boyd is now in stable condition after being shot in the abdomen early Sunday morning in Manhattan. That was a condition upgrade. According to ABC News, Boyd has undergone multiple procedures to have a bullet removed from his right lung. A spokesperson for the NYPD says the search for a gunman in the incident continues. And the Bengals on the verge of getting a major boost as Joe Burrow was a full participant in practice yesterday. It's the first time the star QB logged a full session since suffering a turf toe injury back in Week 2. Head coach Zach Taylor told the media there's no reason to speculate if Burrow can play this Sunday against the Patriots until he has gone through more practices. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is coming up on 7:10.
Yeah, Davey. Yeah. I mean, that's what we said, right? This is going to be very interesting with Keith Schiebel coming in a second. It's going to be extremely interesting, and he has laid it all out here. Are you reading any of this?
I did not read that yet.
He's laid it out. Thank you, sir. We'll put you right in front of that arrow if we could. I'll pass these. This is like handouts that we do in school. Okay. My wife still does this to this day. Here, there's one for pass them down.
Thank you.
All the way down to the end. Steve Nuno's in studio here right now. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
By the way, Steve is the person that directed me and made calls to the point where they were waiting when I called with my latest cancer development and at Roswell.
Going good though, right?
Going very well.
Good.
Yeah, you as well.
Awesome. I'm doing fantastic.
Nice. Yeah. And it's worth, you think, well, you got all the way to Buffalo. It's definitely worth it.
Oh, it's far from an inconvenience. They treat you great, and
there's even there's a hotel that you'll stay at, and they give you a discounted Roswell rate. And then underneath the hotel, which is great in the wintertime, there is a tunnel. Yeah. It took me a little while. I took a couple of wrong turns the first time, but once you get used to it, there's a tunnel underneath that goes right into the welcome center of the hospital.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it, to tell you the truth. Everybody that I think anybody that goes to that has to go under that type of treatment. If the treatment goes well, of course, they fall in love with the place that helped them.
And if it
doesn't go well, of course, they're not
yeah.
going to be too fond of it, which is understandable. But everyone, including myself, that has gone to Roswell just have such beautiful things to say. They treat you like family.
Can I say that this is not necessarily a hospital thing? It should be an everyone thing.
Yeah.
It should be every place. For instance, as we were getting on the elevator to go to my appointment this last week, there was an older gentleman that was getting on, and he's like, "Where's the such and such department?" I forget what he had asked. And I said, I don't know, but I saw a doctor coming in. Looked like a doctor. Maybe he was a nurse. I don't know. And I said, but I can tell you this. If you ask that guy right there, they're going to help you. Before I could even finish the sentence, he said, how can I help you? And he said, I'm trying to find the such and such department. And honest to God, he said, I will take you there. Not... You go up and then turn right, and then I will take. He stopped what he was doing, and he walked that guy to that department. I mean, it's little things like that that do really make a
especially you walk into that building under quite a bit of stress, so you're not having your best.
No
day.
one's there. No one's there because
they're having a good time.
It's not going to Disney.
So
the other thing I think that's incredible is so we both have, and Tim had prostate cancer and. Went to a place that you're very
Sloan
comfortable
Kettering.
with, which is also a great place to go.
Yeah.
But what I love about Roswell is my doctors, nurses, staff, everybody, they only deal with leukemia. That's it.
Yeah.
And so they have all their time invested in the latest research, and of course I'm on a clinical trial to begin with. So. That just is you're always getting the latest treatment, and I think that's incredibly important. So that's not why we're here to talk.
It's okay. That's okay. Happy to talk about it.
As a result, you have started a new mission.
We're trying to do some things in the community, and one of the things that we're doing is this Santa's Magical Visit program. We're running a very large party at the Hotel Utica a week from this Saturday, right after Thanksgiving, called Santa's Kickoff to Christmas. And it's really going to be an outstanding event. We've got a lot of community support around it. It's going to be horse carriages. There's going to be magicians. There's going to be live reindeer there. There's zoos bringing in some animals. We're going to have 30 different costume characters.
Wow.
Santa himself, because he's down at the Macy's Day Parade, is willing to come up the Thruway, and he's going to spend the weekend.
Right.
So he's already in New York for the parade. So he decided, hey.
It's a week from today.
We asked him, and he said, sure, I'll come up.
Nice.
So it's really going to be a great party, and we're encouraging people to come.
It's Santa's Kickoff to Christmas, a spectacular holiday experience at Hotel Utica. It is next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, 4 till 7 at Hotel Utica, Manaski.
No, I was going to say this is an outstanding event. Tickets are $65, and as it says here, because every child deserves a little Christmas magic. So you've got a lot going on. You mentioned the horse-drawn carriage rides and Santa's personal magician. So there's plenty of entertainment going on.
Yeah, it'll be a fun night. It really will. We're looking forward to it.
What time is it again? What are the times?
It's going to run from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., and doors will open at 3:30.
Okay. And you're known as Santa Steve.
That's what they call me.
Yeah. And you're all ready? I mean, everything's ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We've been working on it and having quite a few little get-togethers, Zoom calls with the characters. There's going to be over 30 characters there.
Yeah.
And there's 4 princesses coming. One of the princesses is an off-Broadway performer. She's going to sing. So we've got quite a bit of talent that's coming up.
People might not realize this, but Santa is a power lifter.
Really?
Santa enjoys lifting out in the North Pole because there's time.
There's time to do it. I mean, after Christmas, what are you going to do? I mean,
that bag's pretty heavy.
The bag's heavy.
You've got to be in shape if you're going to go around the world in one day.
That's exactly right. The elves are doing all the work during the off months, so you have time to power lift. So, all right, and then you're doing is there a raffle? Explain what this is.
So really, there's so we're trying to encourage businesses. So we're working with Helios, and Helios works with families that are kind of going through a tough time.
Okay.
And so we're trying to get businesses to purchase tickets for families and children that would like to come, but finances are a little tight to come. We certainly don't think that. We think it's well worth the value of the ticket, but we understand that the ticket is expensive.
Right. Yeah.
We think that is reflective of the quality of the event, but regardless, I would just assume drive a Mercedes-Benz, but it's too expensive for me.
That's right.
So we get that the ticket could be too expensive. It's understandable.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get businesses to buy tickets. We currently have a list. We had a list. There was 147. We've down to 76. We've had businesses buy tickets for these kids.
Nice.
The Habaika Law Firm bought 20 tickets.
Wow, nice.
And we're having businesses buy tickets. So we got 76 to go. So I've got 76 tickets that I need businesses to buy so that I can get the entire list filled.
And how do they call you?
I think the best thing to do on that is to call me so I can
Okay.
make arrangements for them to sell the tickets. And
All
then
right.
we give the tickets directly to Helios, and we actually give the people that bought the tickets a picture of the family that got their tickets.
That's really cool. To call Santa Steve, it's 315-796-6514, or they could email at steve@nunno.com.
Yes, that was perfect.
All right, Steve, thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Great seeing you.
Good luck, man.
Happy
Thanks.
holidays. You're going to be very busy.
We're going to be busy. It's going to be fun.
It all gets underway next week. 7:17. We'll get into this. Speaking of busy, legislator Keith Schiebel has been busy, and the United County Republican Party, he has some questions and is looking for some answers. And I think his paperwork says here there are more questions than answers right now. We'll get into it next at WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
The legendary sale is on at Mattress Express Thanksgiving night, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. only. All staff working voluntarily. Take your pick: a $1,500 prepaid Visa card, a massage chair, or a 100-inch TV. Hurry!
Winter's coming fast, and Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair wants to keep you rolling safely. All November long, take up to $120 off instantly when you buy 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. No waiting, no mail-ins, just instant savings. Save up to $120 instantly on top brands like the Bridgestone Blizzak and Firestone Winterforce. Hurry, this instant rebate ends November 30th. Visit Tallman'sTire.com or stop by one of their 6 convenient locations today. See store for details. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Trust, value, and service that keeps you rolling.
I always buy my emergency food from My Patriot Supply. Fair prices, fast shipping, quality food.
We love buying from My Patriot Supply. The products are fantastic and service is excellent.
My Patriot Supply is America's most trusted emergency food company, and right now they have a special offer for listeners of this station. It's called the Black Friday Survival Special, and it comes with a 4-week food supply, plus $150 worth of free gifts, including everything you need to prepare your emergency meals, like a cook stove, fuel, fire starters, even a water purifier, bug-out bag, and more. It's the complete survival kit your family needs to ride out natural disasters, civil unrest, or worse. And it makes a great Christmas gift, but it's only available through Black Friday. So head to mypatriotsupply.com to check out everything that's included. With all the uncertainty in the world, disaster preparedness is more important than ever. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get prepared today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Coming up, we'll do Habakkuk's free money question of the day. And Davey, this morning, that question is worth how much money today? What are we looking at?
$250.
$250 it is. Okay. $250. Your chance to win from the Habakkuk Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Habakkuk. We'll do it with a question at 7:35. Somewhere in that way, in that time frame. Also, we'll speak with Congressman John Mannion. A lot to speak about with the latest going on in D.C., of course, the latest with the Epstein files. What will come out? What will we see? And his thinking when it came to the government shutdown, which I think our airports are finally caught up just in the nick of time with Thanksgiving around the corner. In studio is Oneida County Legislator Keith Schiebel. Did not trust me and actually included a pronouncer on his, and I appreciate that.
Well, Bill, you do realize as a teacher I was hooked on phonics, so I was just trying to put that out there for you.
And I do appreciate that. I would prefer, I've always said, and as long as it's on radio, we don't need how to spell the name. Write it the way it sounds. Yeah, phonetically. Okay.
So I'm going to interrupt you, too. I'm just saying that I know it's a huge buildup for the radio listening out there. And since I was on the radio last time, I have started a fan club. And we ended that talking about Jimmy Fallon. So I want to announce I have a Jimmy Fallon like Keith Schiebel fan club. And from the last meeting, I've actually grown that to 3 people out there now. So I appreciate this opportunity.
So you've tripled in size.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he'll be performing at Tony's in Washington Mills next Thursday night.
Yeah. Jimmy will be coming on February 7th.
Yeah, we've got it on the calendar.
Tickets have not gone on sale yet. We're working on that with the Rome Capitol, but it'll be at Rome Capitol Theater, and that'll be also part of our 100th anniversary celebration. And thank you to Davey, who set it all up and cleared everything through customs, if you will. Davey is his man, as you will hear if you're listening to Jimmy. At least once a week, he's talking about Davey. All right, so you've laid everything out here, and let's just bring it in a nutshell, bring everybody up to speed. The Oneida County Republican Committee is now run by Chairman Ken Rozier, and there are a lot of complaints that it's being run not as a Democratic organization, but as I don't know how you would describe it, but it's what Ken says is what goes, period.
So a little surprised that the chairman hasn't come in on the radio here and discussed his platforms, et cetera. So
we did invite him. We have invited him.
Get right into it. And this morning, unfortunately, I have more questions than answers. And
I do see that.
That's kind of the theme today. And if you look at the Republican committee, we have a membership countywide of 384. That's based on the number of voting wards in the county. So oddly, if you said there's about 200 active members, the other ones often sign over a proxy. We talked about the proxy and that procedure last meeting, so I'm not going to not going to get into that today. But out of those 200, maybe there's 20 people out there listening today that are on the committee. I would just challenge them after today, maybe take your podcast when it downloads tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And send that to the other 180 that might be sitting out there listening. So
okay. Right.
I want to touch, Bill, basically 3 meetings today that I'm going to cover. And again, more questions and answers. This started back at the May 28th meeting. And as required, that meeting dropped with a 5-day notice before the meeting. Hey, we've got a meeting coming up on the 28th. And there was an agenda item, number 7 on there, said transact other business that may properly come before the committee. So one of my first questions, if 5 days out from that meeting, you signed off your proxy to somebody else, how do you think somebody would want to vote on the topic of transact other business that may properly come? That's the first question.
So it would be impossible.
Correct, because you have no idea. But at the same time, this is the danger of using a proxy.
Absolutely.
Right? Because stuff could come up. I mean, even if you knew what it was,
usually the proxies
going into the meeting, you felt like, I'm going to vote yes on whatever the item might be. But if there's an actual lively debate and something's laid out, you could say, I'm going to vote no, but you take all those proxy votes with you.
Absolutely. And there too, like you're saying, you don't know the topic, you don't know the agenda, but you're entrusting somebody else to vote as you might in your opinion. So it depends on who you sign that proxy over.
So just for those listening, oftentimes when you're selecting the chairman, when the chairmanship vote is underway, there'll be proxy votes. But you know what you're voting for. At that point, you know you're voting for Ken, or you're voting for Mary Pratt, or maybe there's someone else. But you know what you have an intention when you give your proxy, when you give your vote over.
The topic is selected. So the night before that evening, the meeting, there's an email sent out by our secretary that says this is what that vote is about. And it had to deal with the legal affidavit, an Oneida County Court ruling, and a resolution. That dropped 24 hours before the meeting, was 56 pages long. So now the next question is, if you're a volunteer on the committee, you're sitting out there, A, did you open the email if you've already given your proxy over? And then are you going to take the time that night to read through 56 pages of documentation? Just a question out there that people might be interested in. And then as a follow-up down through that meeting to put that to bed on the first meeting, the average volunteer probably doesn't read through it. But the question is, in that documentation, there are a lot of legal precedents set, and it raises a question, did the chairman actually spend $10,000 of county committee meeting in order to kick a member off the committee that had a 20-year volunteer that had been serving on the committee? And that's in the crux of the entire meeting, was to take that one vote and remove her from office.
And that's Kim Rogers.
Correct.
What was the reason? What's the reason given there?
The general topic is disloyalty to the committee, and I think after today's broadcast and comments last week, maybe I'll find out firsthand what that means.
Okay.
Disloyalty based on what the chairman and the committee determine as disloyalty to the committee. That term's pretty vague. It is defined a little bit more in the bylaws and rules, and again, here's a follow-up in the other meetings coming up.
So, and Kim Rogers is the person?
Correct.
And is she the chief of staff?
Is she the chief of staff for Mayor Lanigan? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure we're
connecting a few dots there. So in that, after this meeting, the secretary puts out a email on June 2nd, said, everyone was given the opportunity to cast their vote, yay or nay. That is true. Everybody got to vote. But the serious question is, was everybody allowed to debate it? Because when you have something, a topic as serious as you're removing, as you just mentioned, the chief of staff here, and ironically in that meeting, she was not allowed to debate it, to defend herself. She sat there. The chairman was not going to allow that to enter onto the floor. So that's just a set of questions for that meeting. We move on September 25th. Another meeting drops with a notice that says, very important vote on the new bylaws. In the agenda, number 6, committee reports, committee bylaws, Mark Scheidelman, who's serving as parliamentarian, reading of the resolution to approve the new bylaws, vote to approve. Notice in that it doesn't mention debate.
Right.
So that was the next meeting. And just a little historical, our bylaws are a set of rules that we conduct a meeting by. And very standard, most public meetings are run with parliamentary procedure and Robert's rules. It's pretty standard that that's the operating base. And our bylaws at the time were last amended, in March of 2011. So this meeting is hey, we're going to have this vote on putting in new bylaws, and the justification from the chair is we're out of compliance from the state.
What did that mean?
So when you look at back up about 3-4 years ago, New York State changed its primary date from in September, moved it back to June.
Right.
Our bylaws stated the organizational meeting occurs after it was scheduled in September after those primaries, which made sense because our committee people go out and get petitions. You get voted on to be on the committee. So that was really the obvious one. Beyond that, we're not really clear of what the out of compliance was. In the meeting, I asked the parliamentarian, could you produce a letter? Did we get a compliance letter from the state? What's the argument? And all you hear is, we're not in compliance.
And the changes seem to have nothing to do with that element of non-compliance.
Correct. The
changes in the bylaws.
Right. The dates did change, but now when you move forward and you say, okay, what were the bylaws that were proposed? So most egregious in this is what come out of this meeting is basically we're going to dump in these new bylaws, and one of them in there states under miscellaneous, except as otherwise provided by law, the interpretation of the laws, rules, regulations, actions, written procedures of the bylaws, or any matter affecting the operation of the Republican Party shall be made by the county chair.
Wow.
So that basically says we have no rules, and he's made it clear in operating meetings, we'll limit debate to 10 minutes. Totally arbitrary by the chair.
How would that be 10 minutes be possible if you had a whole collection of people?
Well, and think of the issue.
Yeah,
You're changing the rules that have existed since the organization was founded.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been changed in 15 years, and you're saying I'm limiting debate to 10 minutes. Now, the irony in this bill was in that discussion, one of our more stable members said, geez, the rules in there now state that if you're going to get kicked out, that it goes the chairman and then his executive committee. And this person offered up an amendment saying, yeah, maybe it should come back to a vote of the whole group. The response from the chairman is, we're not going to entertain amendments to the bylaws. We're going to vote them in. We can talk about the amendments later.
Well, what would the point be?
When's later?
Yeah.
I mean, here's a meeting to adopt them. You haven't done it for 15 years. Are you going to wait 15 years to throw another amendment out? I don't know.
Well, and ultimately, the amendments would be at the mercy of the chairman, whether.
Absolutely.
Right.
And now you get to the third meeting.
Yeah.
And there's a point. The new Republican committee, instead of using Robert's Rules of Order, I think we should just coin it Rozier Rules of Order. They were adopted October 20th, and the Rozier rules state under item 2, agenda order business, all new businesses must be recognized by the chair, and is limited to the following: speakers per topic, 2, and time limit 2 minutes per speaker.
Wow.
So if the county committee, if we decided here's an issue, a topic we're trying to do, a new fundraiser, a new support for somebody, a new direction, 2 people can talk for 2 minutes each, and then we've got to make a decision. So I just find it ironic that we've gone this far. And
wow. I do like your end. My Republican colleagues in Oneida County.
So to those of where are they going? Where are we going as a committee?
Yeah.
And to those that are sensible out there and say, did we really just adopt this? Is this a pathway we think we're going down? And it's just an embarrassing point that we're at this point. So I don't know at this point how we have to rein it in. Obviously, the chairman has his ideas of what direction. He has his followers that really follow it, whatever decision he's saying and making. And
it's almost impossible now, unless the chairman agrees.
Correct, and that's something that unless some of the current members and some of them that are on there that voted for this are also elected officials that lead a meeting using what? Parliamentary procedure. They would get crucified in their own townships and on their own if a councilman said, hey, lady back there, shut up, no more discussion, we know best. No, it wouldn't happen that way.
Yeah. And you leave it to my Republican colleagues in Oneida County, and you thought New York City had issues.
Yeah, there's a few parallels, I think, nationally, and I know you opened up today with discussing some of the national issues, and sometimes we think the issues aren't as close to home, and unfortunately for our committee, it's going through this growing pains and transitions, and it's something we have to address as a committee of people of what kind of leadership do we want going forward in the Republican Party for Oneida County.
And you feel at this point it's time for people are going to have to step up.
Well,
not just a few.
Absolutely. Yeah. And start voicing that and talking amongst themselves, because if there's no chatter out there, and going forward, our next major meeting will probably be January, where now we're back in the national spotlight because we're endorsing candidates, congressional candidates. Oneida County being split now, we have the 2 congressional districts.
Right.
So that's pretty significant. Where does Oneida County want to throw its support? And then within the committee, what does that mean? Are we going to start throwing everybody off that raises issue or concern? Because you open this up, Bill, and ask me about disloyalty to the committee. Is my comments today considered disloyal?
Yeah.
I would say so.
I have a couple of.
Thanks, Jeff.
Can I just do one thing? Because I have a couple of comments here that I want to take, but I do have something that we normally do at 7:25, and he's been waiting. And on the line right now is Sakid Karsik. Good morning. Let's get you in before we go to any comments, because you'll be here all day long.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it.
Good morning. We do Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week each week. Who is this week's Wanted Person of the Week, Saeed?
Bill, good morning. Thank you for having me on. This week we have a gentleman by the name of Gerald, or call him Jerry Constantino. He's a white male. He's 51 years of age. He's 6'3", weighs approximately 180 pounds. He's got grayish hair, blue eyes. He's got a bench warrant out of Oneida County Drug Court for petty larceny. His last known address is in the Verona, New York area. However, he does have ties to the Utica and Rome area as well. And he's got a couple identifying marks on his face, tattoos, as you can see in the picture.
Okay, we'll have the full story up on our website at WIBX950.com. With Crime Stoppers, it is 100% anonymous. You can send in a tip, a lead for police, and no one will know your name. That's really very, very important. So, investigator, we appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for having me on.
All right, have a great day. And sorry for the wait.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Okay, again, I just keep this going. We'll wrap it up here. But Keith Schiebel is the Oneida County legislator who's bringing this forward in regards to the chairman of the Oneida County Republican Party. Got a couple of people that want to make comments. Let's start with Doug. Doug Singleton is a Town of Lee Republican. Doug, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Bill. Good morning, Keith. Just want to let the listeners know that the bylaws committee that was put in place to overhaul the bylaws, which, as Keith stated, there was a couple of things in there that we were out of compliance with, but in all, 74 changes were made in those bylaws, giving most of the power to the chairman. Now, as a town chairman here in Lee, we follow those same bylaws. So that gives all the chairmen of all the towns basically the same authority. Now, during that meeting that Keith referred to on the 25th of September, when they were going to vote those bylaws in, there were several of us that went to Mr. Rozier and explained to him that we thought it was an illegal meeting because our bylaws at the time stated that we had to use proxies that were witnessed. And all the proxies that evening were not witnessed. Therefore, they were illegal proxies, as everybody knows. Well, I sat at the head table with the committee, the bylaws committee, with the exception of one or two that couldn't make it. Now, we had two attorneys on that committee, Cynthia Collins and Ellen Rahill, who works for the county. And I was sitting next to Ellen Rahill, and she said, I don't know how much more of this I can take because of all the back and forth, people calling points of order, appealing the chair, et cetera. And to the point, one individual was removed by the police against his procedural rights. So Ellen and I got up and walked out. We sat outside for a little while, and when the fellow was removed, We got a text to come back to the table. Please come back. We went back, and Ellen said, I got to say something. So she went up and spoke and basically told everybody that, the meeting was illegal, and she was going to second a motion, I believe, by Christine Pataki, to table this or adjourn this meeting. Mr. Rozier didn't want to do that. I went up to the podium myself. I asked to speak. He turned to me and abruptly said no. So as I was walking away, and Keith could confirm this, I turned to the audience and I said, this is an illegal meeting. And Mr. Rozier said, you sit down or I'll have you removed.
Wow.
And that was about the final straw for me. It was, the other thing I want people to know is this bylaws committee, we were merely advisory. We did not make the final decisions on these bylaws. I had several discussions with Mr. Rozier over things like using quorum, using weighted vote for quorum, which is now what's in our new bylaws or the bylaws that we've been given. And he basically told me, he says, you're entitled to your opinion. You're merely advisory. The executive committee will make the final decisions on what actually goes into these bylaws. And I perceived that he had his own ideas about what he wanted in there.
Yeah.
So it is where it is right now, and I believe this Mr. Pickett is going to file a lawsuit. He feels confident that the 10-day rule doesn't apply to him. And so I've taken the stance that I'm going to stand back, just focus on Lee here until all this is straightened out. But I do believe Mr. Rozier owes that committee an apology. When you have an elected official such as Keith or Mike, county legislators being spoken to in the manner they were spoken to is absolutely terrible, and I think that they deserve apologies.
Okay, Doug, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Your opinion. All right. Thanks so much. And by the way, anybody can call in 315-736-0186. I have one more, and then I'll let you wrap here, Keith, and I want to go to Congressman John Mannion. Ann in Rome, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say, Keith, you are right about everything. I am sick over the fact that I actually voted for Ken thinking he was going to do a good job. Not only did we had candidates that ran in Rome, he didn't support any of them and had the nerve to congratulate them. You know who helped them? Kim Rogers. I stood right next to Kim when she approached Ken Rozier prior to him throwing her off for disloyalty or whatever he made up. She tried to talk to him and work with him. He flat out didn't want to hear a word out of her mouth. It sickens me.
Yeah.
He is ruining the Republican Party.
Okay, Ann, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And someone who she'll never have Ann mince words. I can say that. Keith, I'll give you the final say here.
Yeah, first of all, thanks to Doug and Ann for calling in and supporting that. And we know the change is coming. We've got to rally the troops and decide how do we manage this committee moving forward. So, again, appreciate the opportunity to come in today and expand. Maybe after today, my fan club will grow to like 5. Maybe we recruit Doug and Ann. And
you might even win being the head of the fan club. You might actually get a chance to get up on stage with them.
And also, real quick, Jeff's comment earlier on the disloyalty part. I want to talk to him later about the legal services he might be able to provide to me. So, thanks again, guys.
All right, Keith, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Oneida County Legislator Keith Schiebel. I'm going to keep it going without breaking, Davey. We're probably not going to get paid this week. On the line right now is Congressman John Mannion. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on, Keeler.
Well, it's good to know that dissension is not exclusive to the Democratic Party. So.
I heard, well, of course it's not. And listen, this is what is supposed to make this country the country that it is, which is we have to be able to disagree. We have laws and processes in place for a reason. That's to make sure that, those processes are followed and everybody gets their voice into the conversation. And a healthy debate is good. I think we could all agree that, unfortunately, the decorum of that has degraded a little bit over the past several years, if not a lot, and we got to do better, and I hope we do. And Certainly, I don't always agree with my party, and I often have a great reason why, and that reason is almost always related to the fact that, the law or whatever it might be just doesn't work for where we live.
I want to say a couple of programming notes. Obviously, we've squeezed a lot in here. The Hobica free money question, which is worth $250, we will do at like 8:15, 8:20 next hour. I just want to keep this going. And Congressman, I wanted to start with the issue of the shutdown. Where do you fall on this? There are many that are very upset with Chuck Schumer, upset with those 7 Democrats and the Independent who voted to reopen the government. Where do you stand right now?
Yeah, well, first of all, before the shutdown, I said this, and I probably said it on your show. No one wins in a government shutdown. And if the government is shut down, you better have clear, defined priorities. Negotiate those priorities, compromise, get something, and open up the government. And what is different in that, there was a lot of argument or statements around this is just a clean CR. We're just extending the funding. But what I remind people is the big change that happened prior to that is what happened in what many would call the big, beautiful bill. So in that bill, we tried to amend it. We tried to stop those cuts to Medicaid, and we tried to amend it to make sure that these Affordable Care Act tax credit subsidies were extended, because we knew from my conversations with our local hospitals and, a variety of different folks, like this is going to affect everybody's premiums and certainly the people who are directly impacted. So, I think it was pretty clear, and many were echoing the message that we were trying to lower people's health care costs. Ultimately, we know that what happened in the Senate, and this is good, it forces bipartisanship, it forces that communication and negotiation that we talked about, that it requires 60 votes over in the Senate. So, people were starting to feel the pain. And for our government employees to go unpaid for that long, it was really, not honoring them and the work that they do. But they were there every day. They were doing it. The SNAP benefits, again, we could have done something around that. And I think there was a lot of cruelty out of the administration to not release that contingency fund. And what do we have right now? Look, we have a promise. And the promise is that we're going to work on those Affordable Care Act tax credit subsidies that are going to expire on December 31st. And a lot of the premium notices are already out there, and people are seeing their costs go up. So I'm here to work with anybody at any time and hopefully resolve that. Again, we couldn't keep it shut down forever. And I think many of those senators felt that and made a decision at that moment in time to vote to open it up.
Right now, it looks like, based on comments from the president, that he plans to allow those tax credits to expire, and is doing a lot of talk about direct payments to the public. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, I would have to look at that. I want to say this, and I don't want to sound super partisan, but in exploring the history of the Affordable Care Act, which is very popular, it's very popular now. It wasn't popular when it passed, but people really appreciate the fact that they can keep their kids on their insurance until age 26 and while they're starting their careers. And there's a bunch of other provisions. Negotiating drug costs is another one. So the numbers are going to go up. And, my concern is that we may be pushing towards a privatization of Medicaid or Medicare. And people that are on Medicare usually are very happy with it. So I have to look at that. I know that this is where I go back to the history, is that between the time of the Affordable Care Act passing and today, there have been lots of attempts to dismantle it, and the attempt to dismantle it has made it less affordable, and therefore we have these subsidies to make sure that the costs aren't extreme for people. So we need comprehensive health care reform. If anything came out of this, I think everybody sees that as they see their premiums go up, their copays go up, and they realize that they're actually already paying into, a lot of these government systems, and many feel like they're not getting out of it what they should.
I don't think at the end of the year it wouldn't change. I mean, your kids after January 1st, your kids 26 and under are still able to be on your insurance, right?
Oh, that's right. I mean, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to imply that. What I was just saying that at the time, and I was on a benefits committee, so I could share my opinion of it, which was skepticism. But coming out of the Affordable Care Act vote and then implementation, now over time, that's one thing that people really appreciate is that, up to age 26, kids can stay on their insurance. Otherwise, you get an 18-year-old, they don't go to college, and bang, they've got a very high premium. They've got to get, a job right away with health insurance coverage, and that's, not what it used to be.
So what I did want to say, though, is if this happens and these expire, and you're going to see a lot of people with their premiums going up significantly, in some cases they may no longer carry health insurance because of it, because they won't be able to afford it. Whatever ends up happening with direct payments, if that happens, is going to take a while, and you're really going to be with the midterms coming up. This is going to be a very difficult situation for Republicans politically, wouldn't you think?
It is. For me, honestly, the politics are always going to be there, and it's unfortunately everything gets politicized. But the bottom line is we want to help people, and we're seeing individuals that the projected premium increase can be 100 or 200%. There's these examples of couples that are like in their 60s. They maybe have $85,000 worth of income, and their insurance premiums, is going to be $29,000 and an increase of like $17,000. It's outrageous. It's not necessarily an outlier. So listen, we've got to. I was fighting for this because it's going to save people on their health insurance costs. That's what it comes down to, and it's something we should work on. I mentioned that there are systems in place for negotiation. Back to that vote of the senators you mentioned, the rule is if you don't negotiate, you don't get our votes. And there was a negotiation there. There was, and the debate will be whether we got out of it what we wanted.
What do you say to the argument that comes from Republicans that part of the problem with the Obamacare is the fact that in there is taking care of illegal immigrants? That is one of the claims by Republicans.
Well, that has been refuted. The only way that you're going to benefit from Medicaid or Medicare or an Affordable Care Act plan is that, you are of a legal status within this country. So, I think that's been said over and over, but it's been rejected.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. It would mean if someone was illegal and they came into an emergency room, they would be taken care of. The hospital would be reimbursed.
That is correct. So you are right about that. Under, I believe it was the Reagan administration, to make sure that our hospitals are true to, their mission in taking care of everyone. If somebody walks through the door and they've been severely injured, they are going to care for them. And therefore, there is a provision in Medicaid that compensates those hospitals for that care. And the last thing I'll say, going back to the tax credits, is I'm not going to name the hospitals around. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but the projection is that if people have an increase in their health care costs and therefore choose to not have coverage, and that's what is projected, that hospitals are going to lose in that first year one $6 million shortfall, one $25 million, and we already know that our systems are strained and that there's
I do want to get to the Epstein stuff quickly, but Manaski has another question.
John, the Congressman, the example you gave was a couple in their 60s, and they were paying $29,000. They were making $85,000. They're paying $29,000 a year in health insurance, and it's going up $17,000. Even at $29,000, that's not affordable. That's every third dollar they make almost goes to health care.
That's right. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. So, we have.
But if that's the way it is now, doesn't that system have to be replaced? Even at current levels, it's not.
Yes. Well, listen, as you've heard from the president for years, even in his first term, that he has a concept of a plan. You're absolutely right that we need comprehensive health care reform in this country to make it affordable. So we have kind of band-aided this program and other programs together to provide coverage for people. People don't have the private coverage that they used to through their employers. Things have shifted over time. So we absolutely do need it. And, there's some that would argue that the state should control all of it. I don't think that that's necessarily the best plan, but we absolutely need reform.
Speaking with Congressman John Mannion, 22nd Congressional District, everybody signed off now on the release of the Epstein documents. However, there is an active investigation into Democrats now. And because of that active investigation, there's a clause in the wording of this that would prevent anything involved in an investigation from being released. Are we going to see everything? We're going to see just a little bit? Is everything going to be redacted? What do you think is coming, and what will Americans and Congress stand for?
Well, first of all, we have to stand with the victims. I stood with them the other night, and these are very brave women who have come forward, and actually some of them relayed that they had heard the words right out of Jeffrey Epstein's mouth that he has the banks, he has the government, he has the power, and they should never come out and oppose him. That is really scary, I guess I would say. And what we're seeing is a level of transparency, but we've heard a change of the tune from the president over and over again. The bottom line is this: the Department of Justice has the ability, with or without this law, to be transparent and to release those files, at least fully, to the Oversight Committee and both parties of the Oversight Committee. So that's what I'm for. What we're seeing is a network of the very powerful, the very wealthy, who abused children, who raped girls. And there was a network designed to do that, and that needs to be fully exposed. No one should be standing and preventing that true transparency, regardless of what level of government they're in.
Up against the clock, you would agree that whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, it should not play any role. If someone was involved, they should be handled appropriately.
Of course, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry to everybody. We are out of time, and we're about to hit the clock. But there's just a lot going on, and glad to see the government is open. John, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on, Bill. Take care.
All right, Congressman John Mannion. All right, we can talk about this on the other side. We'll discuss it right after news and sports.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
The Justice Department has 30 days to comply. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump's given final approval to the resolution Congress passed almost unanimously, compelling the Justice Department to release the Epstein files from the investigation into the underage girls' sex trafficking.
It has exceptions, including allowing for the DOJ to redact the identities or personal information of Epstein's victims for ongoing federal investigations. The president taking to Truth Social to reveal he signed it into law, posting, "Democrats have used the Epstein issue, which affects them far more than the Republican Party, in order to try and distract from our amazing victories.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. A Democrat in Congress has been indicted in a COVID funds fraud case. Sheila Sherfilis McCormick is accused of stealing $5 million in the FEMA money and diverting some of it to her 2021 campaign in Florida. Congresswoman Sherfilis McCormick claims she's innocent, telling CBS the indictment is a sham. Fighting has flared up again in Gaza. After a ceasefire had halted the war,
the Israeli military's conducted a series of attacks over a 12-hour period. This after its troops came under fire in the southern Gazan city Khan Yunis. The Israel Defense Forces says it responded by striking what it calls Hamas terrorist targets across the Gaza Strip.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. At least 33 Palestinians have been killed. Hamas condemns that as a shocking massacre. A new Fox News poll is critical of both Republicans and Democrats over the government shutdown, and President Trump's approval rating has dropped 5 points down to 41%.
Economically, 52% of voters said inflation is not under control and that groceries, healthcare, utilities, housing, and gas all cost more than a year ago.
Fox's Gernal Scott. An economic report delayed by the shutdown comes out this hour. The September jobs update expected to show an increase in hiring from August. The unemployment rate perhaps remaining 4.3%. We won't get a jobs report for October. Hiring last month will be added to the November update. Its release has been pushed back to the middle of next month. America's listening to Fox News.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Two former presidents and 4 ex-vice presidents will go to the Washington National Cathedral later this morning to pay their final respects to former Vice President Dick Cheney, though President Trump, a critic of Cheney, and his daughter will not be.
The funeral service for former Vice President Dick Cheney takes place at the Washington National Cathedral, a historic site used for the funerals of former presidents like George H.W. Bush and Ronald Reagan. Former President George W. Bush is expected to attend Cheney's funeral and will speak, as will Cheney's daughter, former Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Former President Biden is expected to attend the service as well. Before he was VP, Cheney served as defense secretary, and before that he was chief of staff to President Ford. He also served as a Wyoming congressman. Cheney died earlier this month due to complications from pneumonia, cardiac and vascular disease. He was 84. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A White House meeting tomorrow will get a lot of attention. President Trump will sit down with New York City's mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani after they had traded swipes at each other during the campaign.
Mamdani vowing to Trump-proof the city, Trump labeling the Democratic Socialist a communist and threatening to deport him. Trump says it's a meeting requested by Mamdani. Mamdani's spokeswoman says the mayor-elect wants to discuss public safety, economic security, and his affordability agenda.
That's Fox's Gary Baumgarten. On Wall Street, ahead of the jobs report, stock futures are surging. Country music stars shined last night at the CMA Awards on ABC, where the host, Lainey Wilson, was also the big winner. Entertainer of the Year. She also won for album and vocalist of the female vocalist of the year. Cody Johnson got the CMA Award for male vocalist of the year.
When I was a little kid, I taped a little microphone on the side of my bunk bed, and I would sing everything from Boyz II Men to Merle Haggard, and I tried to imitate everybody in between.
Brooks and Dunn, vocal duo of the year. The Red Clay Strays won for vocal group. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good morning. We have a few clouds and 27 degrees. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. An Oneida woman who fled from authorities during a traffic stop on Tuesday night died less than an hour later in a motor vehicle crash Oneida County Sheriff's deputies say they pulled over 46-year-old Brandy LaFleche on Route 365 near the Greenway New London Road for a vehicle and traffic violation. It was discovered that she was possibly wanted out of Oneida City Court. Deputies say she then fled the scene in her vehicle but was not chased, pursuant to Oneida County's no pursuit policy. About 30 minutes later, deputies responded to an accident at Blackman's Corners Road in Verona, where LaFleche was found deceased at the scene. They also say her passenger was ejected from the vehicle and sustained serious injuries. He remains hospitalized. The State Attorney General's office is involved in the investigation, which is ongoing. A corrections officer who pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of a Marcy correctional inmate attempted to withdraw his plea in court yesterday. However, Oneida County Court Judge Rob Bauer denied the request of David Walters. Walters is set to be sentenced tomorrow, along with Michael Mashaw, Anthony Farina, and Nicholas Anzalone. In all, 10 corrections officers face charges related to the case. 6 accepted plea deals, 2 were acquitted, 1 was convicted, and 1 case is postponed. Michael Fisher is scheduled to appear in court coming up in January. Masonic Medical Research Institute, MVHS, and SUNY Poly officially signed a memorandum of agreement this week, formally establishing the MV Biotech Collective. The powerful regional alliance is designed to position the Mohawk Valley as a leader in biomedical innovation, and the collective unites the core strengths of each institution: MMRI's foundational scientific research, MVHS's critical clinical excellence, and SUNY Poly's advanced academic innovation. And a former police chief, Hoosick Falls Police Department, is expected to face a judge today. Earlier this week, 40-year-old John Hudson Jr. turned himself in to face charges after being accused of stealing $1,200 from the town of Hoosick's rescue squad. It's alleged he used that money to purchase a pair of tires for his personal vehicle, but then later returned the money. Hudson led the police department as an officer in charge before being fired earlier this year. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:08. Your Weather Center forecast comes to you from the Weather Channel, and it's brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Cold weather continues to stick around. It was a cold morning yesterday morning up in the Adirondacks. Some spots are in the single digits. Not quite that cold this morning here, but cold enough. Sunny later, 45. Clouds back tonight near 30. Snow showers and rain showers tomorrow morning, and then it's all rain showers near 50 in the afternoon. And chilly weekend, but partly sunny in the mid-to-upper 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, a few clouds and 27 degrees at 8:08. All right, in sports, Week 12 of the NFL season kicks off tonight. The Buffalo Bills in Houston to take on the Texans, who are playing without C.J. Stroud. Elsewhere in the sports world, a couple of big stories. Joe Burrow could be back with the Bengals much sooner than expected. Burrow was a full participant in practice Wednesday. It's the first time the star QB logged a full session since suffering a turf toe injury back in Week 2. Head coach Zach Taylor told the media there's no reason to speculate if Burrow can play this weekend against the Patriots until he can get through more practices. The Jets say they're happy to have some good news regarding the health of a member of their secondary, of course, that being cornerback Chris Boyd. He's been upgraded to stable condition after being shot in the abdomen early Sunday morning. ABC News reports that Boyd has undergone multiple procedures to have a bullet removed from his right lung. Major League Baseball's owners' meetings continued Wednesday. Rob Manfred said that he does not believe there will be more restrictions on prop bets as the league deals with its ongoing betting scandal. Cleveland pitchers Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase were charged with fraud, conspiracy, and bribery and arrested earlier this month for their alleged participation in a scheme to fix pitches this season. Major League Baseball also announced that it has extended its partnership with PitchCom for 6 more seasons. The technology is used by all 30 teams in their AAA affiliates for in-game communication between pitchers and catchers. Meanwhile, baseball fans will have a couple of new outlets to catch games next season, or as I guess another way to say this is they'll have new apps that they have to pay money to if they want to catch some extra games next season. Major League Baseball has struck a 3-year media rights deal with NBC Universal, Disney, and Netflix. NBC will air more than 24 Sunday Night Baseball games, as well as the entire wild card round of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Netflix will have the exclusive rights to the first game of the season, as well as the Home Run Derby and the Field of Dreams game. The agreement with Disney gives ESPN a package of midweek games, as well as rights to MLB TV for out-of-market games. So there you go.
Could I just say something about this real quick?
Yes, I think you are.
It'd be interesting to see how NBC comes back with baseball, if they're going to have like a post-game or pre-game show on Sunday nights leading up to the baseball, and see who they get, see if they get any people from ESPN, since ESPN's got a limited amount of baseball coverage now.
Who's doing the broadcast? Do we know?
Don't know.
Who's the guy who always did him? I can't think of his name. He's a legendary sports journalist.
Oh, Dick Enberg did.
No, Dick Enberg is great. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Bob Costas.
Yes.
Costas used to do the NBC games.
He
right?
does games on MLB Network right now, once a week, the feature game of the week. But
yeah, I liked Bob Costas, his play-by-play call.
He's kind of wheezing his way out of NBC doing stuff for them.
He's weaseling his way
No,
out?
wheezing.
Not like that.
It's high. It's far.
Good night.
Weaseling is what you're, or right? I mean,
Yes.
Waning his involvement, I think, is what he meant.
Okay, all right. Is he though? I mean, he wants out.
He hasn't been doing a lot of stuff for them.
All right, and quickly, we'll have the game tonight between the Buffalo Bills and the
Texans.
That starts at like
7:30.
7:30.
8:20 on Amazon Prime.
8:20 game kickoff. And what do you think tonight? You make any predictions?
What do you think?
I think it's going to be a tough game. I think Buffalo hopefully has learned its lesson that you don't take anybody lightly at all. And I think the Texans are a good team, and it's going to be a good game. Tim, prediction?
Well, I think they're going to win, but I think seeing Josh Allen's performance this last week, I think he's masking some very serious problems that the Bills have.
Oh, he is definitely. And it's number one, nobody can get open. Number two, number two, the defense.
Lots of injuries.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now.
I'll tell you, the offensive line hasn't been as stable as we've seen it.
With the injuries with the receiving corps, Coleman's got to play tonight.
He's not playing. He's not playing.
I don't claim to be a Bills fan, but I'm telling you, that game I watched last week, every time he threw a touchdown pass, I went, who? Who caught that ball?
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard
there
of
was
that
like
guy.
a different receiver.
Exactly.
And you're right. Nobody knew who. But maybe he finds somebody in all this.
Shakir's out. Kincaid's out.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis actually kind of.
Davis really stepped up. And is Kincaid back this week?
Gabe Davis is the only one I recognize.
How long is he going to be out?
He's week to week, day to day.
Day to day, week to week. Okay.
And the Houston Texans defense is one of the best in the NFL against the run.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, we had
Coleman,
no success with the run last week.
Khalil Shakur, they are listed here as the number one wide receivers, and Joshua Palmer. Hardman's out. Samuel's out. Terrell Shavers.
And Coleman is not playing?
I saw a tweet this morning on Instagram that he is doubtful that he will not. It's the second straight week he is not playing.
Okay. Well, be careful what you read on.
And again, I don't believe anything that you see on social media.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Okay, interesting. We have a lot to get to. Paul Buckley is in, and there's a show that's coming to the area.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Blessed.
And yes, I believe it's rated R or NC-17, one or the other. We'll have Paul in to talk about it coming up. And Sheriff Rob Mashel is next on WIBX.
The legendary sale is on at Mattress Express Thanksgiving night. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. only. All staff working voluntarily. Take your pick: a $1,500 prepaid Visa card, a massage chair, or a 100-inch TV. Hurry!
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
This station is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
Start your Thanksgiving holiday with the Utica Comets. Gobble down $3 beers with family and friends. The Utica Comets face off against the Syracuse Crush, Wednesday, November 26th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at uticacomets.com.
Fill your holiday spirit to the max as the historic Rome Capitol Theater presents It's a Wonderful Life. The perennial holiday favorite returns in all its restored 35mm film glory. Catch 3 showings, Friday, December 19th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, December 20th at 2:30 and 7 p.m. Tickets are $8 for adults, $7 for seniors, students, and veterans, $6 for Capitol Friends, and $4 for children 12 and under. For complete info, visit RomeCapitol.com.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Everyone is watching major movements ripple through the markets these days, sparked by new policy shifts out of Washington, elections around the country, and activity from the Federal Reserve. Americans have faced uncertainty before, and every time, we've found our footing again. The real secret to long-term financial peace is simple. Keep your eyes on the horizon and understand the fundamentals that drive real stability. That's exactly why Advantage Gold is inviting you to call 800-741-GOLD right now. We'll send you a free Gold IRA rollover kit, along with a complimentary copy of economist Ken Rogoff's insightful book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Inside, you'll learn how to defend your retirement savings against inflation, market swings, and reckless fiscal policies, with tangible assets like precious metals that have preserved wealth for centuries. It's no wonder Advantage Gold has been America's #1 gold company for the past decade. Take a smart step toward protecting what you've earned. Call 800-741-GOLD. That's 800-741-4653. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA. Plus, get an upgrade to triple pane windows for free. Minimum 3-window purchase. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 and get the triple pane upgrade free. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Honey, what is this?
Well, you said you wanted a cocktail, but all of our bottles were pretty low. So I just mixed them all together with ice in the shaker, and voila! I call it the Desperado. What do you think?
Well, you nailed the name. It tastes like desperation in a glass.
No good?
Oh, honey, we need Breamers. Fast.
I really don't want to run out right now.
You don't have to. Anyone can get Breamers delivered right away with DoorDash or Instacart.
Even just one bottle?
Yep, but we live close enough and we want to stock up, so we can order direct at BreamersWineandLiquor.com. Ooh, we can get free delivery with our first order on their mobile app.
So many delivery options. Talk about convenience, huh?
Bremer's Wine and Liquor, Commercial Drive, New Hartford. Delivering the biggest selection, the lowest prices, and the ultimate in convenience.
Okay, try this.
Now that's more like it. What do you call this one?
The Bremer's Breeze, because delivery from Bremer's makes it
a breeze.
Yeah.
Nailed the name again.
Start your Sunday with smart conversation and fresh perspective. It's This Weekend with Gordon Deal. Gordon brings you the news, interviews, and stories that matter most from across the country and right here in central New York. Join listeners from Utica to Rome, Herkimer to New Hartford, and everywhere in between for This Weekend with Gordon Deal, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM. Stay informed with WIBX.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, listen, portions of the program are brought to you by In Sarah's Flooring Outlet. I don't know how the jingle goes exactly. Does anybody remember?
Not like that.
No, you're right.
In Sarah's...
Okay, that's funny. That was good. Touche. Yeah. We do more. If it's on your floor, hey, if that isn't the lyrics, they ought to...
We're your flooring superstore.
Oh, I like...
In Sarah... Yeah.
I kind of like we do more. If it's on your floor, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, what will they do if it's not on the floor? They don't do ceilings or walls.
That is true. That's my point. If it's on the floor, they do more.
Well, what I'm saying, do more than what? What do they do if it's not
more
on the...
than other people who deal with the floor?
Oh, okay, I got that.
Because remember, some people are dealing with the floor, and they're dealing with bicycles and giant blow-up Christmas characters and Frankenstein and barbecue grills. Do I need to go on?
If you have to explain the ad, it doesn't work.
That's a good point. Listen, In Sarah's has the largest inventory, period. Yes. And they know what they're doing. They'll come in and help you when it comes to selecting your the flooring that you need, so you don't. Ooh, that's interesting. So you don't buy more than what you need, et cetera, right? All of these things. Although I guess you could take back what you don't use. I don't know how that works. But nonetheless, they have the best price, and there's a price guarantee. And you can bring in they'll meet or beat anybody's price. And there's 6 months interest-free financing. Sal and the crew, they know exactly what they're doing. And I just think there's no better place to go, which is why we go to In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza River Road, Marcy. Online, InSarah'sFlooringOutlet.com. They are just down the street. Let me add to that.
So I think this conversation happened during the break, but I'm looking at the injury report right now on ESPN. Dalton Kincaid with a hamstring has been ruled out. Will miss a second straight game.
Bills
also
are
ruled
have
out
a lot of injuries.
are Curtis Samuel, elbow and neck, and returner Mecole Hardman because of a calf injury sustained in the Bills' debut on Sunday. Shaq Thompson, the linebacker, does not carry an injury designation and is in line to return after he missed the last three games.
The Good Feet Store. A couple quickies, and then I'm going right to the sheriff. The Good Feet Store, if you're having pain, back pain, shoulder, your leg pain, could very well be happening in your feet, the way you walk. And there's testimonials after testimonial that you can find of people saying they've used the Good Feet Store and their 3-step system, and it has eliminated the pain. And it's all about retraining your feet the proper way to walk, that instep, that arch support. Extremely important. It's the Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Yes, the Good Feet Store is now in New Hartford. And one more. I'm way behind. We have a lot of catching up to do, Davey. Or we won't get paid on Monday. I just heard it from sales. You haven't run a single commercial in the 7 o'clock hour. We're not paying you on Monday.
Don't say that. That's not true.
That's what they said.
Well, but that's not true.
Okay. I think they're threatening us, you think? Just threaten us a little bit? And then I responded by saying...
I don't want to be betraying the organization here. They'll get me arrested.
He's a loyal. He doesn't want to be disloyal.
I responded by saying, you call that pay? And River Hills Properties continues to serve upstate New York with the utmost incredible service. And it is everything. You're adding in a team of assistants and a team to help you sell your home when you list with River Hills. It's a big deal. And they're there every time the house is shown. Your listing agent starts at the very beginning and doesn't stop until the end. Offices in Barneveld, in Little Falls, Utica, Copenhagen, Newport, coming soon to the city of Rome. And yeah, if you're considering getting away from the winters up here, the Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island, just beautiful. River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. 315-896-1009. Anything else? Okay.
No.
Let me go to Sheriff Rob Mayshall on the line right now. Sheriff, good morning. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Not a problem. Listening to you guys try to catch up. You were talking too much today.
Way too much talk. Way too much. It's
got to play more songs.
It's a problem. That's
there you go.
Okay. First of all, I do have to ask about. I know we're talking about something that was really positive yesterday, but at the same time, there was a story that broke in the New York Times about the lawsuit against Oneida County. In regards to the inmate that passed away, can you comment on that? I know it's ongoing, it makes it difficult, but what can you say?
Well, certainly, when someone passes away that's in any correctional facility or prison or in a sheriff's custody, certainly, our thoughts go out to the family, and obviously, it's those are things that we work together every single day to try to make sure those things never happen, and certainly it's things, but they do happen, unfortunately, and I can't get into detail because obviously it is a pending lawsuit, and I follow the recommendations of the attorneys that represent us during the litigation process. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to comment on any of that, only because, like I said, I can't. It's pending litigation.
Can I ask just a
process?
Yeah,
sure.
I just wanted a procedural. Go ahead. You go first, and then I'll. Sorry.
I was just going to say, as the process moves forward, obviously things do come out, and there was some stuff that was provided in the news article. And again, there are anytime someone passes away in our custody, there not only is there an internal investigation by the sheriff's office, there's also a independent investigation by the New York State Commission of Corrections, which is the government body that oversees county correctional facilities throughout the state. And over the past couple of years, there's now a third layer of a third independent investigation by the New York State Attorney General's office anytime someone, passes away in law enforcement's custody. So as the process rolls forward, details will come out. It's just that I'm in no position where I can comment on any of that.
Can I just ask procedural? I guess it'd be procedural, and is simply is the nursing staff and the medical crew, is that an outsourced service?
It is.
Okay.
Let's see. I've been the sheriff for 15 years, so probably about 14 years ago, we were prior to my arrival. The county had been struggling we never had 24-hour health care inside the Oneida County Jail, ever. There was coverage during the day, during the afternoon, midnight shifts. We were having correction officers dispense prescription medications and handle medical calls or medical situations, which is way out of their job description. And in many cases, it's something they are not trained or certified to do. So we went out to bid, like I said, right after I took office or shortly thereafter. We privatized the medical service in the county jail. Over the past 15 years, we've had two different companies, because every 5 years it goes out for rebid. These are private medical providers that specialize in medical care in correctional facilities. We are staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Depending on the time of day and the shift, it's, we have a certain amount of hours a week. There's an actual doctor on premise. Then between registered nurses and LPNs, there's various levels, but 24 hours a day there is medical care inside the facility. Yes.
Okay, a story we had in the news this morning, and I believe this occurred on Tuesday night. There was a traffic stop involving, I believe, a sheriff's deputy. The person fled the scene. The county has a no pursuit unless there's imminent danger. And then ultimately that individual, about a half an hour later, was involved in a fatal crash. And I understand the Attorney General's office had to be contacted in that case as well?
That is correct. You are correct in that release. The traffic stop was approximately, let's see, I'm looking at my notes here quick, about 9:18, the initial traffic stop. It was discovered that the individual was wanted potentially on a warrant for a burglary. While the conversation was going back and forth between, again, we do a lot of traffic stops, and obviously law enforcement, you get from time to time potential matches on someone who may be wanted. So while the deputy was trying to sort out was this actually who they were looking for, before we take someone into custody, we want to make sure 100% that they are the one that's wanted. But in the midst of all that going on, the individual drove away. And being that the charge was not one of the ones that falls under, we have a very specific pursuit policy. And a burglary warrant for failing to show up on a burglary is certainly not something that we're going to engage in a high-speed pursuit with. So obviously the individual left the scene. The deputy, along with New York State Police, they were conducting area checks along 365, trying to just see if the vehicle went anywhere. There was no police pursuit at all from anybody in that situation. But while they were looking for the vehicle, a call came in for a personal injury one-car accident on Blackman's Corners Road, which is off of 365 there. And unfortunately, it was the vehicle that was on that traffic stop. And again, going back to what I said about the jail death, the law is very specific when they are actually in our custody. We have to notify the Attorney General's office. But we, in situations like this, we initiated contact with them prior to the accident. In this case, it was 30 minutes or more from when we initiated the initial traffic stop. It was just one of those things where it's close enough in time where we certainly wanted to cover all our bases. We did absolutely nothing wrong in this case. Followed all policies. There was 100%, but unfortunately the person did pass away. And like I said, to cover all bases, we are required to call the Attorney General's office. Yep. And they did respond, and they will do their independent investigation just like we do ours. So,
there was through all of this, it's just been a busy season. It seems there was a positive from yesterday, something that you guys do on an annual basis.
Yes, it's something that we're very proud of. We partner, since they stopped, if you recall, for several years, Chief Russ Brooks would have a huge turkey give out at the Utica Central Fire Station. And obviously that doesn't occur anymore. So since then, the Sheriff's Office has teamed up with the Ancient Order of Hibernians, the Irish Cultural Center. Pat Costello does an amazing job. But through the year, everyone's working to get volunteers and get donors. But at the end, yesterday, we were able to come up with a total of 500 turkeys, 5,000 pounds of potatoes that were grown locally on a farm in Waterville. And today and tomorrow, we got them all delivered to the Irish Cultural Center yesterday because they have a huge walk-in freezer. That's our central loading point. And today and tomorrow, those 500 turkeys and 5,000 pounds of potatoes are going to be delivered to 13 different food pantries. There are families who are already waiting. We've been getting calls from the pantries. Certainly we want to thank a handful of donors who made that's a big investment, but they step up to the plate every year. Sullivan Contracting of Sequoia, Trinity Services, which is a national food chain, the Ancient Order of Hibernians, the Ladies Ancient Order, Vosa Niles CPA out of Clinton, the Hart Museum and Programming Committee, and of course the Oneida County Sheriff's Law Enforcement Foundation. We all are able to get donations to purchase all these things. Clinton Tractor helped us haul everything in yesterday, another great partner. This is truly the community coming together for helping those in our community that are in need. And just a lot of families will be getting their meals delivered between today and tomorrow to prep, for their meals next week.
Really cool. We appreciate that. And it's that time of year. Here we are.
Very busy time of year. A lot of good going on. Unfortunately, there are negative things that do happen in the policing world, and but we're moving into the holiday season. I know after this week, things kick into high gear with all kinds of events, and we're looking forward to hopefully a nice. I don't want to use the Q word, but a nice calm holiday season coming up because I don't want to jinx myself. So.
Sheriff, I certainly understand that. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day and the rest of the week. Thank you.
Sounds great, guys. Have a good day.
Right,
bye-bye.
Thanks, Sheriff Rob Mashel. Davey, I'm going to keep it going just because no one makes Paul Buckley wait. Wow. Although, have you been waiting?
Well, I could have had 3 babies.
I don't think.
I didn't know you went through that change.
I don't think that would be allowed.
I've got I've got your hairdresser, Tim.
It wouldn't be allowed.
Okay, before you do it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Before you break it.
Hi, guys.
Good morning. And then if you could, Lois, if you could get really, really tight on that microphone. In studio right now, MVCC with Film Utica is presenting CAC, the Caroga Arts Collective, which is a world-class collection of musicians with what is going to be, Paul has promised this, a world-class collection of musicians of the live holiday program.
Yes,
and Paul,
and it's free. And if anybody does not like the concert, I will return their money.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I don't think you even need to go there.
So Lois Miller is my neighbor, and she got me hooked on the group. I saw they played at Lourdes School. I went in there, and it's music the way it was written to be seen, or seen, whatever. You know, it's you see it. You see it. I mean to see.
It was written in a way that it should
has to be seen.
That it has to be
seen. You can
okay.
hear symphonic music, and it's beautiful. But I mean, to
yeah.
see it being played is a totally different ballgame. And I was taking it completely, and I was wowed by it. But
yeah.
So I'm a big fan now, and I'm doing as much as I can to help promote it. So we have this Christmas concert. Lois and I have been working together with a gentleman named Kyle. Lois will explain it all. But they're doing a free concert. It's like a Tchaikovsky, and she'll explain it's like she'll explain it's a Tchaikovsky, whatever. But anyway, it's a Christmas concert. And I'll let her do the calling because the more I talk, the less it's going to make sense.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I understand that. Lois, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So is this out of Caroga, New York?
This is out of Caroga Lake, New York, which is about an hour east of Utica. So it's not difficult travel. It's a beautiful ride. People can get there.
Well, I spent many summers at the Sherman's recreation park there.
Okay, that's where they are housed right now.
Oh, it is.
I'll give you a backup. I mean, I'll give you the background of that.
If you could, at one
once
point
I get started,
they had closed the amusement park had closed.
Yes,
and we used to go there every year for. My father worked at Remington Arms, so Remington would have their summer picnic there every year.
And you remember the woman at the popcorn stand for sure.
Absolutely. Was that wasn't you, was it?
No. Her name was her last name was Kane, and all I remember as a kid as well is that the color of her hair was the color of the popcorn.
That's exactly right. It was. And the tilt-a-whirl and the whole, I mean, it was really a great time. And then, that kind of goes away, and it was a bit run down, and now this group has just revived the facility.
Exactly. Actually, it was donated to this group.
Okay, all right.
By a gentleman, George Abdullah. He's a lawyer out of Gloversville area.
Okay, all right.
They purchased the property. He gave it initially to the town of Caroga. There was a lot of controversy as to what they were going to do with it, and because it didn't come to any kind of realization, George took it back and he gifted it to this group.
And they're doing a lot of different types of shows there.
Oh my God,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. You'll get anything from the Kevin Bacon and his brother to Beethoven, with at least 50 young people performing without a conductor.
Wow.
And
it's on the beauty
incredible.
It is Caroga Lake. It is on the lake, which has beauty
at the lake. It's right. It's at Sherman's Park. That's what they now have been gifted.
That's awesome.
Along with a piece of property called My Hill.
Okay.
That also was donated to them, and so they have things going on for that as well.
So, and this Caroga Arts Collective will be coming here for a show coming up on December 4th.
Yes, that's going to be at Mohawk Valley Community College, December 4th, 7 p.m. It is free. I'd like to mention that they will, of course, gladly accept donations. I mean, these people that come in, travel on their own expense.
Yeah.
They come.
Where are the musicians from? I mean, I know
they are all
upstate New York.
They are all professional performers. They started off as friends. Actually, in 2012, I'll go back to the beginning.
All right.
Okay, in 2012, the artistic director, founder of the Caroga Arts Collective is a young man whose name is Kyle Price. His grandmother lived on Caroga Lake, so he would come every summer. And so one summer, 2012, he brought 7 of his friends up. They're all either the Cleveland music.
Oh, okay.
They're all professionally.
Music majors.
All music majors, all classically trained. And being musicians and performers, they ended up going to the local little chapel. It's a small chapel that probably holds maybe 100 people.
Yeah.
And they would perform.
Wow.
And now it started to, people
And it
would say,
grew,
oh, have you gone
yeah.
over to the chapel to listen? They are just wonderful.
Yeah.
And so then they also had a couple of community events. They go into Johnstown. There's a little amphitheater in Johnstown that they perform at,
Nice.
et cetera. In turn, it's worked up to last year, they had about 115 artist residents, which means people come in and out because they have jobs.
Sure. Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
come in, they perform, they've practiced for 3 days, they perform for 4
Okay,
days.
that's cool.
And that's how their week
Yeah.
runs. And then because this was all just donated time, people, there were little baskets where you could throw money in if you went to the performance and wanted to. It was never a pressured situation.
And this will be like that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
You're
yeah,
able to
yeah.
give if you'd like to
feel,
give.
You would
Yeah.
like to, you can donate. You're going to love it. It's
All right.
fabulous. It's a great opportunity for young people, too, because how many young people know what string instruments look like or sound like kind of thing? In any case,
Well,
you want me to
we have some young
continue?
people that were practicing upstairs wee hours of the morning and night. It's like, oh my God, please stop. But when it's done right, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is. It's really quite phenomenal.
All right.
In any case, in 2016, the Kroger Arts Group became the Kroger Arts Collective because they are now they are a nonprofit organization.
Oh, okay,
and
got
so
it.
they do fundraising and
nice.
that kind of thing. So
How and if I could get you to stay really, really tight, I mean, you literally have to be on it.
Right.
Don't knock
Paul,
your
I think
teeth
that's
out
your
there,
fault.
Paul.
No.
Okay, what do you want to add, Paul? Because I can see I've never seen you in a situation where you didn't do the talking.
Well, you should have seen me in the green room.
I could hear you.
So anyway, when Lois invited me to the show at Lourdes, my little brain started ticking all of a sudden. So we're trying to get them, and I want the city of Utica to come to this thing to show a little bit of support because I want to get them, and they've already agreed to play at the Harbor at the Harbor Fest. So I don't know if you were fortunate enough to see the Albany Symphony there last year, but I mean the sun was setting on the harbor. It was absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So they're going to do like multiple concerts there this summer at the Harbor. So we're going to bring people down there, something to do in the summertime. It's absolutely. I'm not going to say the word, but it's absolutely great. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm very keen. I'm very enthusiastic about this project, and I want the people to witness this. I mean, to see the music and to hear the music, it's unbelievable.
What you hate to see is when we have something spectacular come to town that you hate to see it go unnoticed, and sometimes
it's almost insulting to the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they build it up all of a sudden, like 3 or 4 people show up. I'm not coming back to Utica. No one cares. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
so I want a little bit of enthusiasm from the listeners out there. It's what's it called? Tchaikovsky in Christmas?
Right. It's going to be a Tchaikovsky music festival. So they'll include of course, the famous Nutcracker Suite, and then they'll do some other festive songs that were influenced by Tchaikovsky.
Okay, very nice.
So.
All right. Anybody have anything to question? Tim, you look like
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It is.
Really
to see these young artists, I mean, they collaborate together, and the sound and the sights. I mean, I swear to God, it's worth it. Get out there December 4th, 7 p.m. at the Schaefer Theater.
Okay.
MVCC. It's going to be a spectacular. And it'll get you in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that theater has really nice acoustics.
The acoustics are unbelievable.
Yeah. It's really good.
Your excitement is infectious, Paul.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It is something very special. I have to go to the doctors later.
Is there anything you want to add, Lois? That
I think that people should know that they also do a lot of other things besides do their own performances. For example, they're trying to get young people involved. They run what they call the SPACE program. It's an acronym for, and I got to read this because it's an acronym for String Project and Arts Collaborative Education Program.
Okay.
So what they do is they go into schools and give lessons to young people who would like to. It's guitar, it's violin, it's cello.
Anything string.
You can also be an adult and do this.
Okay.
There is a cost to this, but no one has ever paid for it because they have donors who put enough money into this program.
Nice.
And they are really interested in getting the Mohawk Valley Schools, Utica, if there's any children who would be interested.
We have some really, I think, in terms of orchestras and string instruments, and we have some really good programs around the area. So
well, I'm sure some local musicians will be invited to be here too.
Yeah.
But the thing she was talking, Lois's place up on the lake, it's like SPAC, the Saratoga Performing Arts Center, but it's only a half hour away. People's got to check it out. We're gonna highlight it a lot on City Limits the summer for this coming up summer. But I mean, it's a beautiful little trip, and the thing on the lake, it's unbelievable. The music's beautiful. The visuals.
So, they're easy to get there. You can get down the thruway and get off at like Fulton, that area, or you can go in through Little Falls in Dallasville, and it takes you right over.
Well, the beauty of living in Central New York is like you go north 5 minutes and you're in the Adirondacks. I mean, and there's lakes everywhere, and so it's absolutely breathing. So. I expect you to be there, right, Tim?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Jeff, you'll
I'm
be there.
gonna look for you.
That, by the way, is next week.
No, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from
Sorry,
today.
2 weeks from
December
today.
4th.
Next week is
December
Thanksgiving.
4th. Next week
Yes.
is the 20th, in which the Thanksgiving holiday is very late.
You've got a lot to be thankful for.
I give thanks for you, Paul.
28th, I think, is Thanksgiving, right? Is that it? Okay, Lois, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You know,
Happy holidays, everybody.
I'm not going to say what we discussed last night on the radio, but whatever.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
all right. Good.
Yes.
What's that? It's the 27th.
Thank you, William. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much.
And I expect to see you there.
My real point was
The mic on?
that it's late. Your mic is still on. That it is late this year, and right after that, we're in the middle of all of a sudden the start of December.
Well, Christmas decorations are up already, aren't they?
Oh my God, everybody is. It's crazy.
They went up after Labor Day.
Yeah. I swear to God, it was.
That was Halloween.
June. Kids got out of school in June, and by July 1st, there was back to school already in the stores. So
I saw one
we get a head
decoration. It
start.
was a skeleton of a turkey.
That might be over on Middle Settlement. They have a big skeleton display over there.
I think he was checking in his trash can, actually, when he saw it.
That might have been.
That was yesterday's lunch.
Yeah. All right, quick break, and we'll come back. Let's do, Davey, Hobica's free money question of the day. Today is worth...
Oh, yeah.
We normally do this at 7:35, but we got very, very busy. So,
is it time to turn our clocks ahead already?
It is already. Can you believe it?
I wish.
It is worth $250. I have a great question. You want to go with caller number what here this morning?
Very nice to meet you.
Davey?
Caller number 3.
Third caller. Caller number 3 right now. Great question. Completely doable. Caller 3 right now. 315-736-0186 at WIBX.
Some firsts you'd like to leave in the rearview mirror. Other firsts are life-changing. 90 years ago, Nokian tires changed driving with our first, the invention of the winter tire. Today, we're still the leader in winter driving with more than 100 patents and 200 days of testing in the Arctic every year. Winter is our first love. Make winter safety your first priority. Nokian tires. First things first. Visit Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tolmanstire.com.
All right, holiday time is coming. That means it is high crime season, but not all crime should be addressed the same way. We have statistics from the FBI, and that's 2022. Firearms is only necessary less than 1% of the time. Now, the burner launcher covers 99.99% of altercations with the firepower needed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 40 minutes. I carry one myself. I recommend every family concerned about safety and security have one as well. The Burner Compact Launcher is the smallest, less lethal launcher that is concealable anywhere. Now, it may be small, but it fires powerful kinetic rounds, tear gas, that can stop an attacker cold for up to 40 minutes with a range of 60 feet. And you can confidently and effectively de-escalate any situation without using lethal force. You don't need a background check. It's legal in all 50 states. It comes straight to your door. Go to byrna.com and get the launcher that is right for you and your family.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you have a history of those dreadful calcium oxalate stones? Well, Kidney Cop is here to help. Shown in laboratory testing to reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes, 99%. Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P. Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
At Destination Kia of Utica, we stocked up on vehicles priced before the tariff.
to save you money.
Get no money down leases on our final 167 model year 2025 Kias.
Like a new 2025 Kia K4 LXS for only $348 a month for 36 months.
That's with 0 down, 0 due at inception, and sales tax included.
And with 40 miles per gallon highway, you'll save on gas, too.
Only during Kia's Season of New Traditions sales event.
Now that's kooky. Make that short drive to save.
Go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Stock number 25F1446, MSRP $24,375. 36 months, 30,000 mile lease, 20 cents per mile over. 0 due at inception, 0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included. Payment structure, 720 plus FICO score. EPA rating. Offer expires 12/1/25.
Destination Kia.
The legendary sale is on at Mattress Express Thanksgiving night. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. only. All staff working voluntarily. Take your pick: a $1,500 prepaid Visa card, a massage chair, or a 100-inch TV. Hurry!
Winter's coming fast, and Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair wants to keep you rolling safely. All November long, take up to $120 off instantly when you buy 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. No waiting, no mail-ins, just instant savings. Save up to $120 instantly on top brands like the Bridgestone Blizzak and Firestone Winter Force. Hurry, this instant rebate ends November 30th. Visit TallmansTire.com or stop by one of their 6 convenient locations today. See store for details. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Trust, value, and service that keeps you rolling.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Couple things, New York Sash. The Teddy Bear Toss is just around the corner. And if you go to their website, there are details on their Veterans Day program that they're doing, where you can go in and veterans get 20% off. And you don't even have to be a veteran to get 20% off. But everyone who goes in, they give money just by going in and getting information, whatever. They give to the food Feed the Vets program. So just by going in, you're helping veterans. It's New York Sash. Let their family take care of your family. Tanya is in Marcy right now and ready to take a shot at Hobica's free money question of the day, which normally is run in the 7 o'clock hour, but here we are. Hello, Tanya. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love this question. I'm not sure that is good for you, but I don't know. But if this is one of those where if you know it, you're going to know it. So you know how this works. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. And it comes from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, at 315-724-1600. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here is your question. What Minnesota town was actor Winona Ryder born in? Ready, go. What Minnesota town was... Are you still there or did I lose you? Hello, Tanya.
She's calling again.
Davey, can you pick her up? Oh, here she is. No, she's not. Hi, Tanya. Is that you? I'm going to put her on.
What a morning.
I'm going to put her on hold. I spoke with a guy yesterday that used to work here at IBX, and he's like, yeah, well, I'll be a part of that 100-year anniversary, but I got to tell you, to be honest with you, I really think you've destroyed the radio station. Well, a-hole, I hope you don't show.
I admire his honesty.
Right?
Why couldn't he have said it on the show?
I know. It would have been so much better on the air. Now I'm left to describe it. Tanya, what was your answer?
St. Paul.
St. Paul.
That's a good
guess. Was it St. Paul? It is not St. Paul. Do you know... And it's one of these things, if you know, you know, like I said.
Yeah.
Her stinking hometown is Winona, Minnesota. She is named after her hometown. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That is crazy.
It is so bizarre.
It is bizarre. Yeah. My mother almost named me Mohawk Keeler. It was weird, but I'm like, maybe. Maybe. New York Mel's Jeff?
Yeah. Well, let's see what Utica Reed thinks about it.
Utica Reed, yeah. All right, there.
That is bizarre.
Marcy, Tanya, we appreciate your time here, and we're going to give
All
you.
right, thank you.
We're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card you can use during the holidays, and it's good for the Comets games, but also Aquavino, Taylor and the Cook, Babes, etc. So you stand by, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Davey's going to hook you up. I don't know how we lost her, but St. Paul at least was a good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Davey, I'm going to do my best to get out, but we don't have the time that I was hoping we'd have. Anything you guys want to add? We had a lot in that 7 o'clock hour.
We can just...
From the Republican Party to John Mannion was interesting stuff.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah. You think Paul was mad because we made him wait, Paul Buckley?
No. Paul's doesn't get upset.
I don't know. Did you hear him yelling from the...
He would have been yelling anyway. Are you kidding?
That's a good point. He probably would have. A couple things. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, they will be accepting new patients again before the end of the year. And they just want everybody to know they appreciate the people who have come in. They were hit pretty hard this year with new patients. And as a result, they're adding another provider. And that should be complete sometime in the month of December. And they hope to be accepting new patients after that. Dr. Kosminski is there, acupuncture. There's counseling. There's Dr. Shemalinsky, Dr. Zelinsky. Dr. Shemalinsky spent years in the ER. So these, you could have your family doctor through the Falcon Clinic, or you could just get treated with the OMT, osteopathic manipulation treatment. I do that once a month at the Falcon Clinic. It is a game changer. It's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. I'm not done yet, but I'm almost. Don't give me that look. I see you in there. Mazda's more to move. See, Davey is the one who, when we don't hit all the things we're supposed to hit, they yell at him down the hallway. They start to yell at me, and I might talk to Davey. And so Davey gets really upset. Mazda's More to Move You sales event is going on right now. And Ricky C says you can save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-70s, 90s, 5s, 50s, 0.9% on the 2025 Mazda CX-5 and CX-50 turbo models, and 2.9 APR on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. Look at him pointing. Get right on that camera. Show the people how you yell at me. It's really harassment.
The power behind the power.
It is harassment. Job place harassment. And you can wrap up the year with extra cheer and extra savings at GPO Federal Credit Union. Drive into the new year with an auto loan as low as 4.24% APR for 60 months on 2022 and 2026 models with checking and direct deposit, or grow your savings with their 14-month term share certificate special at 4% APY. If you needed a little extra for the holidays, they have home loans that are there for you at 5.99% APR for 12 months. It's GPO, GPOFCU.com, their commitment and your journey. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence. Membership eligibility required. NCUA insured. Rates based on credit. Restrictions apply. Offer ends December 31st.
Go Buffalo Bills.
Go Bills tonight.
What's your projection or your prediction?
I think it's going to be yet another Bills game where it's high scoring and the defense just gets it done at the very end. Josh Allen has to overperform. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll have the game live.
All right, holiday time is coming. That means it is high crime season, but not all crime should be addressed the same way. We have statistics from the FBI, and that's 2022. Firearms is only necessary less than 1% of the time. Now, the burner launcher covers 99.99% of altercations with the firepower needed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 40 minutes. I carry one myself. I recommend every family concerned about safety and security have one as well. The Burner Compact Launcher is the smallest, less lethal launcher that is concealable anywhere. Now, it may be small, but it fires powerful kinetic rounds, tear gas, that can stop an attacker cold for up to 40 minutes with a range of 60 feet. And you can confidently and effectively de-escalate any situation without using lethal force. You don't need a background check. It's legal in all 50 states. It comes straight to your door. Go to byrna.com and get the launcher that is right
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
This is a Fox News alert. A surge in hiring. I'm Dave Anthony. We just got that in a jobs report long delayed by the government shutdown and much better than expected for September.
Coming in at 119,000. The estimate was 50,000.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Cassoni.
The unemployment rate, 4.4%. The estimate was 4.3.
We won't get an unemployment rate for October, though. That data wasn't collected during the shutdown, but hiring was. So the jobs numbers then will be added to the